Oh, the anticipation. Skraby was like, when are you going to talk?
I started giving the eyes.
We're getting a little worried. Welcome into Gwynn, everybody, and it is finally a Friday. We are happy to be with you. It's not yet a Friar Friday, Skraby.
Not yet.
But it's finally a Friday. We will have soon, we will have Friar Fridays once again as we close in on the 2024 Major League Baseball season. We welcome you to the proceedings here this Friday afternoon. It is Chris Ello. It is Matt Skraby. Together in our Odyssey Palace studios, Tony Gwynn Jr. remains idle. Padre baseball coming up on your favorite sports talk station, 97.3 The Fan. Padres and Giants will go together or go at it tonight at 5:40. That means you and I will have to get done a little bit early today, Skrabe.
I'm happy to hear baseball.
You're happy to have
a
little early time off?
Oh, no, I wasn't saying that. I'm just happy to have baseball back on the radio.
Baseball back on the radio. Tonight it'll be the Giants. It'll be the Padres spring training action. You can hear the game right here on 97.3 The Fan following our program. So we look forward to that. Giants. And what am I looking at? Is this actually a lineup, or is this just like somebody made up a lineup?
If it's in the sheet, then it's the lineup.
No, I'm looking on the ESPN website, the Gamecast, and it actually lists a lineup here.
Okay, so tell me
for the Padres. It looks real similar to what I think we're going to see on opening day.
Oh.
Again, we talked about this.
Yes.
Bogarts will be at second base. Cronenworth, Tatis, Machado DHing, Hassan Kim, Luis Campusano, Jurickson Profar in left, Graham Pauley at third base, not Tyler Wade, and Jackson Maryland center field. I think that could be pretty close to what we see on opening day. We talked about this yesterday with our guy Sam Levitt, who was stranded in the rain in Scottsdale after paying big money to go enjoy himself at a day spa.
Yes.
And then he couldn't get his money back. I mean, it's pouring rain. The whole hotel that he wanted to go to was shut down. All he wanted to do was use the swimming pool.
Well, like he said, it did say on the website,
doesn't matter.
Check the weather.
Does not matter. Does not matter. If he would have elicited the services of my wife, Lori, as mentioned, he would have not only got his money back, he'd probably be partial owner of the place.
But
she would have called, she would have talked to somebody at the desk, right? And then the desk person would have said, I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't help you.
It says on the website, check the weather.
Right, whatever. I can't help you. The next statement from my wife would be, let me talk to your supervisor. My wife has talked to every supervisor in every company on planet Earth.
Usually that's not a good move, though.
Oh, it always is a good move. It has
never worked for me.
Well, it doesn't work. You don't have the same touch that my wife has. Nobody. Well, actually, that's not on you. That's just that nobody has the same touch as my wife has.
When it
comes to talking to supervisors?
What do you think it is that makes her
able to
do it?
Well, she's sweet.
Yes,
right? She sounds sweet on the phone.
She's very
but
nice.
She's also very
down to the
get right to the bones.
I
of the
want
matter.
this. You're going to
right
give
to the
me
heart
this.
of the matter. Yeah, the customer's always right,
Yep.
and she believes that. She brings that attitude to the conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
Giants lineup is also out for tonight's game. I'm mentioning that because our guy Casey Schmidt is playing third base tonight. San Diego State, local product. 0 for 9 so far this spring for Casey. The big Giant hitter this spring has been Luis Matos, young outfielder, has already hit 3 home runs this spring. So anyway, a little preview. Giants and the Padres tonight coming up after our program.
Darvish going tonight?
Oh, is Darvish pitching tonight?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Now that it's interesting. They've got the lineup here. They don't have the
pitcher.
They don't have the pitcher here.
Scheduled at least when I looked earlier, it was Darvish.
The pitcher was, or the pitchers are going to be. It doesn't say that, but it does say who's in the lineup. Anyway, I am a little bit perturbed with you.
With me?
As we get underway today.
What the heck did I do?
Well, there's a couple things. There's more than a couple things, but the show's only 3.5 hours long. So I'm going to focus just on this one item.
We've had a pretty good pre-show. I don't know what happened.
I'm going to focus on this one item, Skraby, as we get underway here today. You basically made me join this fantasy baseball league.
I knew it.
Do you know where I'm going with this already?
I do. And I have solutions for you.
You made me join your fantasy baseball league with all your little buddies, all of your pals.
Great listeners to the show.
Great listeners to the show. People that are actually, from what I'm learning now, they're spread out all over the country.
Yeah.
There's people in the central time zone. There's people in the eastern time zone in this fantasy baseball league. You made me join this league.
I knew this
last night. I finally broke down and said, all right, what's the worst that can happen? I'll join the league.
Exactly.
What's the worst that can happen? Well, the worst has happened. The worst has already happened.
I know where this is going.
I get up today, and all of a sudden, because I joined this league, I am now a part of an 11 or 12 person group text.
Yes.
And these yo-yos, these people who have no other life but this.
Don't say that about them.
Well, I'm basically talking about you. These people sent over 25 texts this morning and this afternoon already. My phone continues to go zzz, zzz,
yeah.
Zzz,
yep.
Zzz.
Yep.
It's driving me crazy. Skrabe, I honestly already want out of the league. No. Everybody in the league says they're going to win. Everybody's putting up these, not emojis. What do they put them? These little memes, gifs of how cool they think they are. I got to see a picture of somebody thinking they're Tom Cruise in the league. I got somebody who says that Skraby calls me behind my back, and I now know what he calls me behind my back. He calls me Grandpa Chris. Now, this is totally uncalled for. Totally uncalled for.
Can I speak now?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Part of the text is this whole thing now that because I'm Grandpa Chris, everybody is warned to please take it easy on me.
Oh, I don't think that's what was said.
Oh, that's exactly what was said.
I'm going to go back to the text right now.
It's exactly what was said. But the bottom line is, Skraby, I don't like getting texts at all.
I get you.
Let alone over 25 in a period of the last couple of hours.
I get you. I'm with you.
So I am, and every time the text comes in, my thought is, Skraby. Because you're the one who made me join this league. The name of the league is Skraby's
Kingdom.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Speak. Defend yourself and get me out of this league.
Okay. First, I'm going to revolutionize your world, and you can mute the chat, and you'll never see those texts.
Yeah, but that's not right.
Then
mute the chat?
Yes, that's fine. And Chris, I can't even tell you, the guy who is the commissioner of the league, Trevor.
Yeah.
I texted back and forth with it. He's been trying to get your phone number for weeks. Here, let me go find a text back to him so I can.
And who gave him my phone number? Did I?
I did.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to find a text.
Gave him my phone number.
I want you to know that I did. Okay, here it is. He said, can you send Chris's number so I can make an official thread? And I said, I'll relay to Chris. He's not against talking to the group, but he will hate the group thread. He can barely figure out our three-way chat. I'm just figuring this is going to be his answer. And so there you go. I did try to defend you, but Trevor also said he knew that you would probably mute the chat, and that's okay. So mute the chat, Chris.
I wouldn't begin to know how to mute the chat.
Can I tell you that I mute a lot of my group chats? Because if we were on the air and all of those came in, it would be so distracting. So I have a lot of my texts muted.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I mute the chat, then I'm this arrogant grandfather.
No.
That doesn't want to be part of the group.
No.
So
Chris, you know what you
can't win here.
You know what you are? You're every single person out there. No one likes group chats except for like the weird people.
Apparently, apparently this league is full of nothing but weird people because everybody's in on the group chat. Over 25 came in a matter of 2 hours.
This is early season
banter.
Yes, everybody's very excited for the league to start. We're getting to know each other.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be in the thread, you have to put your name and your team name. What is your team name?
Huh?
What's your team name?
Do I have to announce this to the world now?
No.
Do I have to give everybody out there my phone number now?
No, definitely not. I did put it up on the internet way back when, but
yes, you did.
That got deleted real quick. So
my team name is the Aztecs.
Okay.
There you go.
Now, I will say, if you have a beef with me, Chris, it's that I gave the number without asking you. That's the beef. And I agree that I'm in the wrong for that.
You are pretty much in the wrong for that.
Yeah.
25 texts later. ESPN Plus, a service that I pay for. Unfortunately, many of you don't feel like paying for it, so you're not privy to this kind of information. But alas, I'm here to save you.
Sorry, it took me a while to realize you're going there again.
David Schoenfeld today writing off-season grades for every team in Major League Baseball. The Los Angeles Dodgers got an A++. I would hope so. They did spend over $1 billion. Wait a minute. $1 billion.
For all you can't see the camera, he just became Dr. Evil.
$1 billion the Dodgers spent. I mean, are you serious? Shohei Ohtani, Yoshi Yamamoto,
yes.
Tyler Glasnow, Teoscar Hernandez, James Paxton. Don't forget about him. He's not a bad little left-handed pitcher.
He's coming off of lots of injury.
A++. Some other teams that got A's, the Atlanta Braves, the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's not great news for the Padres. The two of the teams getting A's are in their division.
But that's also it's strange. We talked to Nick Picoro, and he didn't seem like
He did too.
I don't know that he would have said they were getting an A.
The Diamondbacks made some solid moves.
Yes.
Eduardo Rodriguez is a really good left-handed pitcher. Eugenio Suarez takes over at a space that they had wide open, third base. Jock Peterson, I mean, that's a great DH. Randall Grichuk is a nice fourth outfielder. Re-signed all those and re-signed Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Didn't lose him. Your Kansas City Royals got an A. Skrabe, I know you love the Royals.
I do all of a sudden.
The only players that the Royals signed were former Padres, basically. Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha, Hunter Renfroe, Adam Frazier, and a few others. Those are the only teams that got A's. I certainly did not expect the Padres to get an A. So much so that when I saw this article, Skrabe, I immediately scrolled down to the bottom and worked my way up.
We're on the same page because this is the same exact thing I did.
I thought the Padres would be even lower than they are.
I didn't even look in the top 10.
No, I didn't even bother. I don't know where the Padres rank numerically.
Yes, but you know the grade.
But I do know that the Padres received a C for their off season. It says we knew it would be a season of transition for the Padres after the death of owner Peter Seidler, and reports that the team had to borrow $50 million last September just to meet payroll. Remember that story, by the way?
Can we stop with that? Because it was also said by many people that teams do this
often.
Yeah,
but it doesn't get reported often.
No, but everybody.
It got reported when it comes to the Padres.
It's the only thing they remember about
I hate to say it was kind of a bad look. It was kind of a bad look.
It's a bad look, yes, but it's like, why does that stick?
So the Padres nearly cut $100 million in payroll. That's hardly a surprise. 5 of the new faces listed on in this story came over from the Yankees in the Juan Soto trade, giving the Padres some much-needed pitching depth. I think they did well enough in the trade, and I think, and this is David Schoenfeld, so take it for what it's worth, I think Matsui could replace Josh Hader as the closer. But they didn't do anything to help the outfield. That's an understatement.
Yeah, right.
After including Trent Grisham alongside Soto, they're now left trying shortstop prospect Jackson Merrill out there. And we, of course, kind of like Jackson Merrill out there. He's done awfully well this spring in center field. But I thought a C grade was a lot higher than I would have expected. I don't know that the people here in San Diego in general would even give the Padres a C grade for just the offseason. Remember, the offseason included the Skraby. I'm looking at my phone. Another text just came in.
I sent a text to the group. We're going to talk about this in the break. I'm sorry.
The offseason remembered in the minds of many 3 of the best players in baseball leaving this franchise in Juan Soto, Cy Young winner Blake Snell, and the best closer, Josh Hader.
You know,
I mean, you're not losing just 3 guys. You're losing arguably the best hitter in baseball, arguably the best pitcher in baseball, and arguably the best reliever in baseball.
True.
All 3 left this franchise this offseason, yet they still gave him a C. So that tells you what people are thinking about the haul of Michael King, Randy Vasquez, Johnny Brito, Drew Thorpe.
There it is.
And the inclusion of Yuki Matsui, Usuk Go, Mr. Go.
Mr. Go.
And Kyle Higashioka. And don't forget, they added Wandy Peralta and Jurickson Profar as well.
Yes, they did.
So that's a C. Did you? I don't agree with that. I would give them even lower.
The reason I think they get a C is because they made some good signings of the international players, and they did it for cheap.
We don't know that for sure.
You're right. Tony was raving about
everybody
Matsui
raves
the other day.
Look, Yamamoto's the best, that one of the top 10 pitcher players.
Not after his last start.
Let me take this back. According to the last website I saw, which listed the top 25 baseball players right now, Yamamoto ranked 10th.
I did see that too.
He's not even thrown a pitch yet.
No.
You can't tell me that Matsui is guaranteed to take over Josh Hader. Maybe he will. I hope he does. But until we see it, we've got to at least have some doubt.
Yes.
All right. That's all I'm saying.
I can't argue with it. I want to. I tried to just now, and I can't.
No, I want the best. I'm on record as saying the team will win more games this year than last year, but there are a lot of question marks that have to be answered. And until the season starts, not spring training, until the season starts, we're not going to really start getting any of those answers yet. So,
yeah, we got to wait for the season.
We really do. We have to hold our breath.
We're at that point in spring training, Chris, where there's really not much to talk about with the team anymore because we've just hammered it for the last month.
We have.
And we just need the team to start playing actual games.
Gonna have to see some games soon.
AJ Cassavell did think he wrote some great things about Graham Pauley today, and even said that he thinks he may win an opening day roster spot.
Yeah,
so there are 3 legit young guys looking for a roster spot.
Well, we know that Merrill is gonna probably make this team.
Yeah.
Maybe Graham Pauley makes this team. Who's your other? Who's your third?
Ward, because we've been talking about him.
Maybe Wade, Tyler Wade.
Why do I keep doing that?
Yeah.
I keep doing that. This is my Jeff Goff.
Tony said that Tyler Wade is his leader to play third base. AJ Cassavell says Graham Pauley is his leader. Today's lineup has Graham Pauley in it at third base. All right, Gwynn and Chris, we're underway. Skraby's going to spend the entire break trying to explain to me why it is that I'm getting text after text after text after text. My life has been thrown into asunder here thanks to this stupid fantasy baseball league. You made me join. You made me join. Do you know that every time I have any agony in this league this entire year, I'm going to blame you?
And you're going to have to do it on the show.
I will.
Okay.
I promise. Because I know that every time I lose a game or I have an injury or something bad happens to my team,
I'm going to be totally
you will be happy to mention it on the show as well.
You know, as the king,
you do.
As the king of the league's kingdom, I need to be. You can't even look at
this
me.
Guy's unbelievable.
Can we go to break
as the king of the kingdom
of my kingdom? I have to be. I have
gracious.
to be with my fellow subjects.
I cannot handle. Aztecs final regular season game tonight. Final time at Viejas Arena for Jaden Ledee. Maybe the final time for Lamont Butler. Should be quite an emotional night. And an important night for Aztec basketball. We'll talk about that when we come back. Gwynn and Chris is underway. Being as I know that you would let me, if it had turned out the other way, you would have let me know about it. I'm going to let you know about it. Bulls 125, Warriors 122. How'd you like that one, Skrabe?
And they lost Steph Curry.
Yes, they did. Steph Curry, the MRI in his ankle, though, came back clean.
Yeah, they said a week, but still.
Maybe a week? Okay. He took a nasty...
Is this the same ankle?
He didn't fall, but he definitely twisted it up pretty bad late in the game. I guess it is something that's been bothering him, for the last while. So he's kind of prone to injuring it.
Yes, he re-hurt
it last night. There was like a couple of minutes left in the game when he got hurt. The Warriors were up by, I think, 3. Klay Thompson hit a beautiful 3-point shot to put them up 1 with about 30 seconds left. But DeMar DeRozan, he is underrated. Let's be honest. When you talk about the best players in the NBA, nobody mentions DeMar DeRozan because he plays on a lousy team, right? That nobody pays any attention to.
He was a big deal on the Raptors.
Well, he's the point about DeMar DeRozan. This guy's been in the league 12, 14 years. He's been an all-star every year. Like he's almost a Hall of Fame player if he just had played in more prominent places.
Mm-hmm.
You said Toronto. Well, he was there in Toronto when they weren't very good.
Yeah.
Now he's with the Bulls when they're not very good. But DeRozan made a great shot, 3-point play. That turned out to be the difference in the game. And even Steve Kerr said after the game, he goes, look, we lost to a great player making a great play. And he said, DeMar DeRozan's been doing this for years and years and years. It's not surprising. So
it's kind of sad for DeMar DeRozan, though.
In a lot of ways it is. This guy, he has done a lot of great things out there that you're not aware of. And I'm going to tell you just one of them. He has suffered from depression and mental problems in his life.
I didn't know this, yeah.
And DeMar DeRozan has shared all of that out there and become a leader in the community of mental health and trying to get people to understand, right? If you've got something bothering you, if you have anxiety, if you have depression, go get it checked out and get some treatment, get some help because you can get help.
Absolutely.
DeMar DeRozan is one of the guys who's been at the forefront of that. And one of the guys that took advantage of that was Kevin Love.
Yes.
The former, I don't know where he's now. He was a Cavalier, Timberwolves. I think he's Miami.
Was he Celtic at some point?
Right. He's been everywhere. But Kevin Love had some real problems, and DeMar DeRozan kind of saved him.
Yeah.
And Kevin Love went and got help. And they talked about Kevin Love about this. He said, every time I see DeMar DeRozan, I just tell him the same thing. I love him. The guy saved my life.
That is awesome.
I mean, that's DeMar DeRozan.
I remember
this guy is a wonderful person, along with being, just a really sensational player who doesn't really, land in the spotlight very often.
I remember when Kevin Love came out and said that he needed help, and it was like a start of players kind of taking it into their own hands. And so DeMar DeRozan's been doing this a while.
Players doing that, not just DeMar DeRozan, but others in other sports don't even remotely understand the kind of great impact they can have out there.
Absolutely. I mean, even though that I admit embarrassing things about my past, people will text us or tweet us, as you would say, and they say, hey, that one thing you said really stuck in my mind. It helps. Most people going through depression, going through anxiety, going through feelings of worthlessness, helplessness, whatever it might be, most of those people think that they're the only ones going through it. I did.
Until they find out, hey, DeMar DeRozan went through this and he got help.
Yeah.
I probably can get help also.
It's like
it's huge.
It's when I realized that I was an alcoholic, that moment. It was kind of like, because I was sitting in a meeting and I felt so stupid after something I did. And then the guy who shared before me told a completely more embarrassing and crazy story.
Right.
And so I felt at home because these people, like, it's a morbid laugh, but we all laugh about it because we're still here to talk about it, and we're learning from it.
Yeah, that's good. DeMar DeRozan's a thumbs up guy for sure. Not just the player, DeMar DeRozan, the person. The one thing most people remember about DeMar DeRozan, if anything, was the playoff last year in Toronto when his daughter was screaming at the Raptors players to miss free throws. Remember that?
Was not a fan of that.
I know you didn't like that.
I did not like that.
You didn't like that. But the
she
Raptors
did become famous.
But she won the game. The Raptors missed like 15 free throws that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what DeMar DeRozan was known for. All right. I was going to talk Aztecs. I will get to that, including news of who is leading the I Believe chant tonight. I love this.
That's an honor.
It's a great honor, one that I certainly don't have yet. Tony's done it.
He has, yes.
Why
you need to do it?
I'm nobody to these people at San Diego State.
Who do I talk to?
I don't know. I would imagine. How
I'm
about our
talk
guy?
To them right now.
How about our guy?
JD Wicker?
Yeah, call JD Wicker. No,
hey,
call
Chris.
Call Richard Stern.
Oh, that's a Tony guy.
That's a Tony guy.
Well, okay.
I don't know that I would feel a little uncomfortable, basically. Honestly, I know I'm an alum. I know that I'm on the radio. But, I mean, Tony Gwynn Jr., Kirk Morrison, Michael Cage, Kawhi Leonard, these are the kind of people that's reserved for.
Yes.
I don't know that I'm
you're going to do it.
In that stratosphere yet.
We're going to
also, news.
Hey, you threw out a first pitch at Petco. If you could throw out a first pitch at Petco, you could lead the I Believe chant at the Aztec game. Thank you.
All right. Well, make it happen. I mean, and while you're making that happen, order the wigs.
I did get the wig email yesterday.
You have a way of putting things off.
But am I paying for these wigs all of a sudden?
Absolutely not. The station should pay.
Oh, great. Let me try to pass that one. Hey, Adam, can I get the company credit card? I'm buying wigs.
Well, I know what you're waiting for. You're waiting for him to hear me say I'll pay for the wigs.
No, I don't want anybody to pay for the wigs.
Yes, the station should pay. It's for the show. They should buck up. Another player the Padres fans coveted has agreed to a contract. We'll tell you about that as well when Gwynn and Chris returns. All right, welcome back. Chris Ello here. Matt Skraby over there. Tony Gwynn Jr. is off today. He'll be back on Monday. Padres baseball coming up tonight on 97.3 The Fan. Padres and Giants. Game will get underway at about 5:40 this evening, following our program here today. That means no Skraby Chronicles tonight.
Not today.
Would you like me to give you a segment on this show so you can get a daily gripe in?
What was my daily gripe?
I already had my daily gripe about
did.
you and your stupid fantasy baseball league you made me join.
Stop calling it stupid, number one. But number two, that's a decent gripe because I gave out your phone number to a bunch of strangers.
Gave out my phone number, and all of a sudden I'm just sitting there this morning.
Chris, I'm not kidding. As soon as I saw that first text come through, I thought about you.
Yeah,
I was
you knew I was
happening.
being angry.
It's happening.
Yeah, one text, I was like, okay, I'm in the league. I was kind of like, all right, I know I'm in the league. By the 19th text, I was like, Skraby. By the way, we're going to get into a fun segment here in just a couple seconds. Skraby says that he has been sent, and you know Mr. Skraby, he loves a good conspiracy, maybe more than anything else on earth.
It's pretty good.
I can't think of anything you actually enjoy more than a potential conspiracy.
Don't get me started about the government recognizing UFOs and then coming back after the fact and saying, actually, they were just misidentified objects.
Yeah, there's no such thing as UFOs.
Well, there are, because a UFO could be anything. An unidentified flying object, it doesn't have to be an alien UFO, but the name itself says.
But you're pretty sure they are piloted by aliens, are you not?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, I know you are.
But it could be the military as well. Military has some good.
At least you're not as weird as that Texas Tech men's basketball player a couple of weeks ago.
What happened?
He just said that he doesn't believe there are any such thing as another planet.
What was it? Was this the combine?
It might have been a combine.
Okay,
guy.
I know exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
it was a combine guy, not a basketball. Not a basketball player. Texas Tech football players asked about his feelings on life, and he went on to say that there's, it's fun living on the only planet in our. I don't know if he even thought there was a universe or a solar system. I don't know what he thought. But he didn't believe there was any such thing as even another planet.
The audio's not great, but Brent Zableski was the guy who got that audio. Yeah. And so I played it on the Skraby show. And so basically he says that he started getting into the flat earth theories and he was reading and he was like, you know what? There is something to this.
Sure there is. Yeah. Go. You know what? What I want to say to the flat earthers of the world? Do me a favor. Put on your jogging shoes and start running west and keep running until you fall off the end.
Well,
that'd be terrific.
The ocean, so.
That would be terrific.
But I agree with you.
I don't think we'd miss you, honestly.
The person who just sailed around the world, wouldn't they just fall off?
Of course they would.
Or did they just go?
Does anybody believe this crap?
Is there just one big waterfall?
There's actually people, Kyrie Irving, who believe this crap.
Hey, he kind of stepped away from his flat earth theories.
Did he back down from that?
He said he shouldn't be leading kids down that path.
People. All right. Anyway, good conspiracy theory. So now put that together with our favorite baseball team, and Skraby has a list of Padre conspiracies that he wants to pass along to us. So that's coming up in a second. But first, I wanted to underscore your statement in one of the texts earlier today, one of the many and dozens I received, that referred to me as Grandpa Chris.
I knew that was going to be a problem.
That is
but
a
I
problem.
Didn't care about that one.
I do care about that. However, it's hard for me to argue when I live my life like this. And here's what I mean. I really want to go to the Aztec game tonight and be there to see Jaden Ledee on senior night. I really want to be there to see Lamont Butler and just be part of the ovation that he's going to get. And I'd like to see the game. And I could get tickets, or I could probably get a credential.
You could be on the court.
I probably could be on the court. I have a parking credential. I have everything I need. And the show is ending a little early, our show, because of the Padre game.
Yeah.
So I could easily get over there to the Aztec game tonight.
So you're going to have fun tonight, right?
And I'm not going because I don't feel like sitting in the traffic.
That's it.
That is the old man in me right there.
Ooh.
The game's on TV. I'm going to just prop up my feet and watch it. But I'm going to miss the experience of being there because I'm kind of an old guy.
I don't blame you because traffic is really annoying. And it's not the easiest thing to get in and out of that parking garage near Viejas. So
no, it's not.
But I don't blame you for not wanting to go.
It's easier, honestly, to get in those parking lots than it is to get out. If you go to an Aztec basketball game, and I don't want to
you're right.
I don't want to dissuade anybody from going.
That's not what I was saying.
And I don't think it does dissuade anybody from going because it's a sellout tonight, and it will be.
And that was not what I was saying.
But when you, honestly, if you stay to the end of an Aztec basketball game, go out to your car, you better add at least an hour before you even get off campus.
That's true.
That's just how long it takes. So you have to make
that
that
you got a great
deal.
basketball team, so
yeah, I'm not willing to make that deal tonight, Skrabe. So I'm not going to the game.
Is there any chance you change your mind?
Yes.
Okay.
There's always a chance.
I'll
let you know.
Okay.
All right, let's get into, we'll talk more about what this game means tonight, Aztecs, Boise State, and everything. But right now, I want to hear some of the Padres fan conspiracies that Skraby has come up with, because this should be fun.
I even have music for it, Chris.
Is this the X-Files or?
This is great. I've been wanting to do this for like the last 6 years, basically. All right. So I put out a tweet asking people for their Padres conspiracy theories, and so they're all over the place. Some of them are extra ridiculous, which I thought were hilarious, and some of them were thinkers. So Chris and I are going to go through this.
Some of the ones actually you think might be real.
Yeah.
Conspiracies.
Yeah. So we're going to go through. We're going to discuss whether or not we think there's any truth to this conspiracy.
Okay. I'll be the judge of all of this.
You be the judge because I can't be a judge.
No, you think everything's a conspiracy.
Yes. So our guy Michael plays Chris vs. the Fans all the time. He wrote in saying AJ Preller is still working for the Rangers and is making moves to benefit them in unexpected ways, i.e. Austin Hedges and Jankowski.
Ugh.
What was the if for?
I don't see how he benefited the Rangers by shipping over Austin Hedges.
Wasn't Austin Hedges didn't he do something big in those games? He
did nothing in those games other than stand next to Bruce Bochy, hog up all the airtime, and cheer like he was Will Ferrell's character on Saturday Night Live. That's pretty much what Austin Hedges contributed to the Rangers last year. I do believe he had one at bat in the bottom of the ninth inning.
It was a huge at bat
in one of those playoff games, and he struck out. Okay. That's all I remember Austin Hedges doing. Travis Jankowski may have something there, but do I believe that AJ Preller is secretly working for the Rangers? That would be hilarious.
It's not true.
Like Bruce Bochy wasn't going to go to the Rangers until he found out that AJ Preller, who didn't get along with Bochy, right?
Yeah.
Was secretly working for them. Then Bochy said, okay. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, you just got debunked, Michael.
Nice try, Michael.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give you. I can't give you that one because honestly, sending anybody Austin Hedges is not designed to help that team.
I guess you're right in that regard. So we'll move on from that one. Thank you for the submission, Michael. Next one, Dustin Tornator, I think is how you pronounce it.
Dustin Tornator.
Hold on, I need to go to my next Alien song.
Oh, you have another one.
I have 3 of them. Okay, this one,
3 of them.
This one, there could be some truth to, by golly.
Get out of here.
I think AJ falsely leaked that we were getting Max Scherzer via trade to up the Dodgers' asking price, so that is why the national media hates the Padres now. I think that one is true.
Well, I think it's very possible that AJ leaked the Max Scherzer stuff a couple of years ago, and we all know
and it did drive up the price.
And it drove up the price, right? Dodgers ended up paying a lot more than they might have. But what is the part of this that the national media hates the Padres?
Oh,
what
do
you have to support that? Wait, where is the support for that?
Oh, okay. I'm
being honest. Tell me where the national media hates the Padres.
Ken Rosenthal is one that takes shots. He does.
Ken Rosenthal takes shots at everybody
But I think some
And
media
give me an example
I
of a
don't
shot
have
that
one.
Ken Rosenthal's taken.
I didn't know we were going down this road.
Well,
of
that's the road I got to take here. I don't. Okay,
here I got it. I got your example. So when Ken Rosenthal wrote the Wander Franco article, and it was all about how it's dangerous for teams to give young superstars a lot of money.
Okay.
And so he wrote about Wander Franco, but then he also he referenced Fernando Tatis Jr. as another guy. So he unfairly put Fernando Tatis Jr. into an article about a guy who's possibly dating underage girls.
I disagree with that.
I think that's a little
connection.
Weird. I think
Fernando, if you're gonna do a story about young players getting far too much money before they even have a clue of what to do with that money, Fernando would have to be mentioned. Sorry, Fernando has to be mentioned.
He didn't do anything like what Wander Franco did.
Of course
Not
he
even
didn't.
Close.
Of course he didn't. And I don't think that Ken Rosenthal was asserting that he had.
I don't think
you're
so either. No,
the one
I'm
that's
not
asserting that he had.
I'm saying
based on that article.
The reference is. I would if you're Fernando and you see that you're referencing the article. I'm like, why is my name in this
out of my
thing?
courtroom?
You're
out of my
kicking it out of the courtroom.
I'm kicking that out of the courtroom. I don't think Ken Rosenthal's taking any unnecessary shots by mentioning Fernando Tatis Jr. in an article about young people who make kind of dumb mistakes.
All right.
Fernando has to be on that list. He not only got himself injured and missed a lot of a season, he then got caught using PEDs and missed a lot of a season.
Yes.
That's back-to-back bonehead moves. Sorry.
All right. I'm going to say
I just want to hear the next bit of music.
It's so fun. I spent 30 minutes choosing the music.
You are
today.
loving this.
Oh, listen to this. It's getting into it. All right. Next conspiracy theory from a fan. Let's go with this one from Mike Morton.
Okay, Mike.
Kim will be traded immediately after the 2 games in Korea.
Yeah.
That's a conspiracy theory that we could possibly say could happen.
I'm going to just say that I don't know about a conspiracy theory. I do know about the fact that might not be the worst thing the Padres ever did. I mean, we've already talked about the kind of haul they could get for Ha-Seong Kim and the potential to fill the holes they obviously still have.
But what we didn't really talk about is that the Padres have put out the feelers and they weren't getting what they wanted. So they gave up on that idea, that hence moving Kim to shortstop.
Well, you're just
assuming
assuming that's true. And you're right. Once they moved Kim to shortstop, that seemed to indicate to me and most people that he was no longer being shopped.
Yes, that's what that
I think you're right.
To me.
If they traded Ha-Seong Kim after the Korea games, Mike, you would have something. But I think the big announcement, he's going to shortstop, Bogarts goes to second. Makes no sense to make all of that happen and then trade
to make
the guy.
him mad, Xander Bogaerts, and then trade him and move him back.
That would not be smart.
Okay, next one.
And if they do that, I will be the first to tell the Padres that they weren't smart.
At Mr. Shenanigans says, conspiracy. Padres no longer will spend because Mr. Seidler isn't here any longer. As a result, the new owners are going to ask the Big Three to waive no trade clause, and then the owners are going to pocket the money. I knew this one was a little bit too far out there.
Since when did Dick Monfort become one of the owners of the Padres?
Never.
Yeah,
thankfully so.
Yeah, I think you're okay on that.
Yeah, we can just move on from that one.
Look, you're going to have a right, Padre fans. You're going to have a right next year at this time if the Padres don't re-ante up on the payroll.
Yeah.
You're going to have a right to be bitterly upset and disappointed with this franchise.
Absolutely.
But you don't have a right now because it is good business to get back under the luxury tax threshold.
Yes.
That's just smart. I hate to tell you.
That is smart.
All right. But if
they're
in the same spot,
tax.
if they cut another $95 million off the payroll next year, right? Then you've got reason to say, hey, what are you doing? Raising my prices of tickets, raising my expectations, blah, blah, blah. But that's only if the same thing occurs next offseason.
All right, final one. And this person is saying that it ends like this, Chris. In parentheses, it said, it's not a conspiracy. It happened.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Bob Melvin is an egomaniac that gave up on the team at the All-Star break last season and actively prevented the analytics organization or the analytics org from communicating with the players.
And who's that from? AJ Preller?
No. Underscore King Dode. AJ Preller. There's another one about AJ. Here's one. My conspiracy theory is that Mike Schilt was a part of a plot to undermine and sabotage Bob Melvin to drive him out in order for him to get the job as he wanted it. And Preller was over working with Bob. That might actually have some legs.
I don't think that Mike Schilt
I just don't think
it would be that mean.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I don't think Mike Schilt was sitting there behind closed doors.
No.
But you can't tell me that Mike Schilt probably wasn't pretty happy when Bob Melvin exited, and that opened up an opportunity for him to get back in managing.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to come out and say that. It's not going to look – it wouldn't be a good look if he said, hey, I'm pretty happy Bob Melvin left.
Yeah.
But
hey, I would love that job.
He's probably pretty happy Bob Melvin left.
Yeah, he's got
so
a
that
managerial job.
He get back and be a manager.
Thank
so
you,
there
everybody.
might be some legs to that one.
Thank you, everybody, for the conspiracy theories.
Thank you, everybody.
I think this might be a not every week thing, maybe a every couple months thing.
Sure.
Chris is rolling his eyes
just so we can hear the music.
The music is fantastic.
It's not bad. I forgot to mention the one player that the Padres might have been interested in that is signed elsewhere.
Oh, yes.
I teased that a half an hour ago.
Yes, you did. Who is that?
Joey Votto has signed a minor league deal with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Which I will say, I don't know why the Padres didn't think more.
A lot of people thought he would have been a good place to go. Blue Jays are giving him that opportunity. We'll come back with more Gwynn and Chris. All right, welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. 3:01 is the time. We've got some breaking news on the LA Dodgers front. Get that to you in a moment.
It's the breaking news sounder I use for that.
My goodness. People around here like to hear Dodger news, even if it's...
No, do they?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that we're going to hear this news.
Okay. Well, do they?
I mean, it's basically, there's trouble in paradise.
Okay.
There's trouble in paradise with the Dodgers.
All right.
We'll explain here in a second. Chris Ello, along with Matt Skraby, Gwynn and Chris on 97.3 The Fan, Tony Gwynn Jr., idle today. We will hear from Jesse Agler, not on this program, but after this program, 5:40 this evening, Padre baseball, right here on 97.3 The Fan, the Padres and the San Francisco Giants. A preview of San Diego's opening day.
That's right.
And I guess the first meeting this spring between Bob Melvin and his former team. Is that right? I don't know if the Padres played the Giants already.
No, I think they've already played the Giants.
Seriously?
I think so.
Well, you know how closely I've paid attention to spring training.
Yeah, I've stopped paying attention once the Cactus League title was out of the window.
Yeah, they did play the Giants already. You're right. Lost 3-2 or won 3-2 about a week and a half ago or so. A week ago. All right. Here's the thing on the Dodgers. Yesterday, it came out that Gavin Lux had all of a sudden forgotten how to throw. And
It's
remember,
true.
Gavin Lux was basically guaranteed the Dodgers starting shortstop job after coming back from his knee injury a year ago. Remember, he hurt himself in spring training, trying to dodge his way around a tag while he was running the bases. It was kind of a clumsy move, I must admit. But it landed him on the knee surgery list, and he missed the whole entire season.
He did.
Well, Gavin Lux was right. It's his job, shortstop. Well, yesterday the Dodgers came out and said, Gavin Lux is struggling, and we're not committed to him yet as being the regular starter at shortstop. Now,
as Tony would say, his antennas went up.
Here's why this happened. Because last year, late in the fantasy season, I traded for Gavin Lux so that he could be my starting shortstop this season. This is why this is happening, Skrabe.
Well, we should thank you for
This is the kind of luck that I have.
The Lux that you have?
The Lux that I have. Apparently, Dave Roberts, just a short time ago, said that for the foreseeable future, none other than Mookie Betts is going to be playing shortstop for the Dodgers.
Quote, permanent for now, which isn't permanent. But
permanent for now is pretty permanent, I must tell you.
He was just told maybe a month and a half ago he's going to play second full-time now.
Yeah.
So he's moving all over the place.
Well, my guess is they'll either play Chris Taylor at second or Miguel Rojas at second. But it sounds like Gavin Lux is like done. Sounds like, see you later, Gavin. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess. What are they going to do with him? He's not going to DH.
He can play outfield.
You got a guy at DH who's pretty good. Don't see Gavin Lux taking any of Shohei Ohtani's at bats.
No, but I can see him playing the outfield at some point because that's where he was playing before he got hurt.
Where?
I think he was playing center field.
Ahead of James Outman?
Well, he's a right fielder.
He's a center fielder.
He's going to be center field this year. Haven't really.
What do you mean this year? James Outman
he
was the center fielder last year all season.
Okay.
James Outman's not going anywhere. You got Jason Hayward in the outfield. You've got.
Jason Hayward. I'm sorry, but he's ancient.
You got Teoscar Hernandez, who you just signed to a big contract.
All right.
I don't know that
he's
Gavin
a bench
Lux
player now.
Gavin Lux just went to the bench. Just got sent to the bench. The only good news for fantasy owners of Gavin Lux, like me, is that it's early enough that I can just get rid of him. But it's just a wasted trade.
It is.
I gave up probably a pretty good player at the end of, I don't remember who I traded, but I probably gave up a decent player last year just so that I could have Gavin Lux this year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't get Gavin Lux. These are the kinds of things that are going to happen to me in fantasy, and this is why I did not want to join your league.
Tap said, future Rocky. to Gavin Lux. That could be
Future
true.
Rocky. That's where they all go.
To die, yes.
Who said that?
Taps.
Very good, Taps. You might be absolutely 100% correct.
Is Lux playing second base?
I don't think so. I think
that's what Jacob is saying on the chat.
He is, but you've got Miguel Rojas, who was the shortstop last year.
He can play second base, but he might not start.
I think Miguel Rojas will be at second base. You got Miguel Vargas, who was a young guy, second baseman last year, and Chris Taylor, who's looking for a place to play. The Dodgers also have Kike Hernandez, who can play second base or the outfield. I think Gavin Lux is going to be a Rocky. I think that's a pretty good call by somebody out there.
But if you're going to move
the problem with that is they already have a shortstop, the Rockies. Ezekiel Tovar, who's pretty good.
Yeah. If you're gonna move him from shortstop because he has the throwing yips, wouldn't that translate over to second base too? I mean, it can't build his confidence.
CBS Sports is saying that Gavin Lux is shifting to second base.
Okay.
So he's going to get an opportunity maybe to play there. But Mookie is now the shortstop. First sign of trouble in Dodger paradise.
I see a small crack.
I love it.
Me too.
Love it. It's going to break wide open.
I think we relish in it way too much.
What else do we have to do? They win 120 games every year. We have to celebrate small victories along the way.
I just want everything to blow up in the face just because they spent so much money, not because I'm a hater, but I like to see.
What do you mean not because you're a hater? When did you not be a hater? You're a hater. You just are. That's just who you are.
All right,
I
can't argue that.
No, you can't. All right, we got winners, losers from last night, predictions for tonight. Get into the Daily Gambit, people.
Pleeple?
Yeah, man, I tried to say two words at once. It didn't work out.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly.
We'll do our best.
Okay.
We will do our best. I am going to Las Vegas tomorrow.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So look out.
Look out.
Yeah.
Are you going to place any bets on the Dolphins for the Super Bowl?
Why would I do that?
Future?
Why would I do that?
Because
just to throw money away?
Wait, maybe you could will them to a Super Bowl.
If I can bet on the Dolphins to win 10 games before December and then fall apart, I would wager on that.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I would wager on with the Dolphins.
All right.
Because they have done that so many times, I can't even tell you.
First bet that we made yesterday, Arizona were 9-point favorites over UCLA at home. Chris said there's no way that UCLA could lose this game at home.
I said they could lose, but not by 10.
Yes, correct.
I can't believe how bad UCLA is.
Arizona won 88-65.
Yeah, it wasn't even a game. I mean, UCLA is awful. Mick Cronin, $4.1 million just a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice job, Mick. You were in the Elite Eight last year. No, Sweet 16. They lost in the Sweet 16 to Gonzaga.
They lost a lot of guys to the NBA, right?
They lost some guys, but
you still have to have people ready.
The Aztecs lost 5 starters.
That's true.
You don't see them being 14 and 16.
It's true.
All right.
UCSD men played last night. They're 6.5-point favorites over UC Davis. Both of us chose UCSD.
We did.
And unfortunately, UCSD went down to Davis 70-63.
That's a big loss.
It is a big
because
loss.
They were a game out of first place in the conference. They needed to win that game to keep alive any hope. Remember, it's just stupid. But UC San Diego is not eligible for the NCAA tournament because they're new to Division I.
Yeah.
But, it still would have been a heck of a nice feather in their cap to win the Big West Conference.
That would have been great.
But now they're 2 games back of UC Irvine. I don't think they can catch them.
Anteaters.
I want to say one thing about UC San Diego real quick.
Okay.
They not only have an underrated basketball team in this town, right? I mean, they've had a great year. They almost beat the Aztecs.
Yep.
And even though they lost last night, they're having a really nice season. But UC San Diego has by far I don't even think I can get an argument on this. By far the best college baseball team in town right now.
Really? I don't know
By
much
far.
about the teams.
They're 9-3. The Aztecs are 4-8.
Oh,
USD, I think, is under 500 as well.
wow.
UC San Diego's 9-3. All 3 of their losses have been extra innings. So
are you saying
they're close to being 12-0?
Are you saying that UCSD might be the best athletic college in this town?
I am not saying that.
Okay.
I will also mention this. The Aztec women's basketball team this year, although better, lost to UCSD. The men beat UCSD.
Oh, yes. Okay.
The Aztec women lost to UCSD. UCSD sports program, what I'm trying to get at here is for a program that just turned the corner to Division I, they're doing pretty well.
They're doing really well.
You know, I mean,
Not just pretty
basketball,
well.
men's, women's, you know, the baseball team really, you know, looks like one of the best teams in town. So congrats to the folks up there in La Jolla.
Yeah,
That's all.
That's fun.
Okay.
All right. USC women's, I believe they played Arizona. They were 7.5-point favorites, and both Chris and I chose the USC women, and the USC women failed us, Chris, because they only won by 3, 65-62.
They were ahead by 12 with like 4 minutes to play. I watched some of the game, and then they petered away the lead down the stretch. It was a backdoor cover by Arizona. One of those late rallies that really didn't, you know, win them the game, but it won them the spread.
The UCLA women's team we also bet on, they were 4.5-point favorites. Were they playing? Who were they playing?
Utah.
Okay.
Right.
We both chose UCLA. And this time the women came through. 67-57 win for UCLA.
We won that one.
Bulls at the Warriors. We already know what happened here. I chose the Warriors. Chris chose the Bulls. Warriors were 8-point favorites, and the Bulls won outright 125-122.
Ha 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 ha. You asked me a couple of weeks ago, why in the world do I continue to root for a downtrodden franchise like the Bulls? And it was a fair question because of nights like last night. I had a great, joyful time watching those highlights of the arrogant champion Warriors going down to defeat on their home floor.
Is that right?
That's right. And all of their fans having to suffer just a little.
In the Big Five, we're going to talk about something the NBA did with the Warriors.
Did that happen at last night's game?
No.
Oh,
It happened
recently.
It happened against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, a couple nights ago.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
It's
we'll
weird.
get to that.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Celtics were 1-point favorites over the Nuggets, and we both chose Denver, and we were correct. Denver won 115-109.
Yeah, we both went 3-3 last night, which is a push as it goes. I'm 12-10 this week. You're 11-11.
What?
So I have a 1-game lead over you heading into the weekend. Don't get so upset. There's no money actually at stake here. You and I gamble responsibly.
Pride.
Aztecs 7 over Boise State tonight in the regular season finale. I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first. I'm going to do one of my bet the other teams to, wreck them. But I don't really think that's a good odds. The Aztecs are undefeated at home, so that does make some sense. But Boise State has been just as good as the Aztecs this year.
What about on the road?
A little better. Well, at least Boise State has won some games on the road.
Yeah, that's true.
Unlike the Aztecs. I think 7 points is an awful lot to give in that game tonight. So I will take Boise State, but of course I will hope that I'm wrong. And many times when I bet against the Aztecs, they
win.
They win. So that's what I'm banking on tonight.
I think it's senior night. I think it's the final game of the year. I think it's at home. I think we never said who was going to lead the Aztec chant, which was Uncle Teddy.
Uncle Teddy is leading the Aztec chant tonight. Yeah,
I am going to go with the Aztecs. There's too many positive things going on for them to.
You're giving 7.
Yes.
Okay. Uncle Teddy, good luck leading the chant tonight, but I can't think of anybody better.
Yeah, he would be great.
Uncle Teddy. I miss Uncle Teddy. Why hasn't he been on the show of late?
Probably because I didn't ask him. So
we've
this is not on him.
We've got
it's on
the
me.
tournament coming up. He's the voice of the team.
We do.
Just a little thought for our producer of the show.
Note to self.
USD and Pepperdine matching up in the West Coast Conference tournament tonight. Pepperdine coming off of a What was it? A 62-point win yesterday over Pacific?
Was it 102-43? I think Maria in the chat said that. 102-43 Pepperdine win.
59 points. Well, USD gets them now. Pepperdine or the Toreros. Pepperdine's favored by 3.5, even though the Toreros are a better seed.
You know,
Probably because Pepperdine won by so many points last night that, you got to factor that into the odds.
You know, Braden said something before he left studio that hit me.
What's
and
that?
it's that Pepperdine, their coach was fired before the tournament, but he's still coaching them till they lose out.
Lorenzo Romar.
And they're doing it for coach. And I think Pepperdine wins tonight, unfortunately.
You're going to take Pepperdine and give the points.
Yeah.
I'm
a favorite chaser.
You are. You do love the favorites. Well, I'm going to take USD.
All right.
Steve Lavin's done a pretty good job this year. And Pepperdine shot like 70% yesterday in that win.
Yeah, that's going to
That
come back
doesn't
to
sound
earth.
like that'll keep up.
I agree.
On the women's side, UCLA now 5.5 over USC in the Pac-12 women's semifinals. Both these teams are ranked in the top 7 in the nation. So this is a really good matchup for a conference tournament game. I believe it's me.
Yes.
I watch this stuff. I like these games. I really, I enjoy watching these kids play. And I really enjoy watching USC and my friend Beth Burns. Juju Watkins, the young player on USC, she did not make a 3-pointer last night. It's one of the reasons they didn't win by much.
So you think she's going to make a
She'll
bunch?
bounce back tonight. I'll take USC plus the 5.5.
You know what?
What about you?
I was going to do the same.
Really?
Yes.
Guess what we've got going on right now, Skraby?
What?
In college women's basketball.
What?
We've got one of those crazy scores again. A la the Pepperdine Pacific
Who is
game
it?
yesterday.
Can I put it on?
Maybe. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. LSU 21, Auburn nothing. This is a basketball game.
Where's the remote?
That scores like this. 21-0. LSU leads Auburn right now.
I can't find the remote.
I'll finish the segment.
All right.
Tonight, the Milwaukee Bucks are 3-point favorites over the Lakers at the Crypto.com arena. Skraby, you are first. I know you're loath to bet on the Lakers.
Last time I bet on the Lakers, they let me down, so I'm going with the Bucks after losing big to the Warriors. I think they're going to bounce back.
I will also take the Milwaukee Bucks
Milwaukee.
-3. All right, one more. Tomorrow afternoon, the first round of the West Coast Conference Women's Tournament. Game I'll be actually it's Sunday, but close enough. It's this weekend.
Okay.
We're leaving tomorrow. The game is Sunday. San Diego State, the 7 seed, despite tying for 4th place. They lost a 4-way tiebreaker
Oh my gosh.
and fell to the 7
That's
seed.
extremely unlucky.
It is extremely unlucky. They're going to take on the 10 seed San Jose State. San Jose State, 10.5-point favorite.
Ooh.
Now, I will tell
Do you want me to go first so I take the pressure off of you?
Well, sure. You can go first. I'm going to tell you San Diego State at home beat San Jose State comfortably. The second game in San Jose was a 1-point victory for the Aztecs. They won it on a last-second shot. San Jose State played them right to the wire. So keep that in mind here before you make your bet.
All right. I already know what I'm going to do.
10.5 points.
I'm going to go with San Jose State but the Aztecs are going to win the game. I just got to get that out there.
All
10.5 is a lot, and
you're taking that.
I've been paying attention to the team a little bit because through you. So,
right?
Yeah, I would say that's a safer bet.
San Jose State is a team that won only 2 conference games this year. But when I watch them play the Aztecs, they don't look like a team that won only 2 games. That said, Aztecs ride the momentum of their victory the other night in the regular season finale. They play well. They don't overlook them. They win easily. I'll take the Aztecs and give the points. We'll take a break. More Gwynn and Chris
Give me a second.
coming up in just a second. We've got to get some traffic done. And Skraby's got to find the LSU Auburn game.
Yes.
Because he really cares about this stuff.
I like it. Oh, it's 23-1 now.
23-1. We'll keep an eye on that as Gwynn and Chris continues.
From the
Inside the Green Room with Danny Green is a podcast that takes you beyond the scoreboard. Join 3-time NBA champion Danny Green for insight on the association that you won't hear anywhere else. Plus, get behind the scenes access to what life is like in the NBA. Follow Inside the Green Room with Danny Green in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, if you'd like to watch our show, you can just go to YouTube and type in 97.3 The Fan in the search bar. You will find it. With the big live on it. And also, I didn't realize this, but the other two shows don't put the red dot before everything. So if you're looking for a specific video of our show, just look for the red dot before, and you'll know it's a Gwynn and Chris show.
What does that mean? The red dot.
Well, okay. Here.
I don't get it.
Here. Okay. I'm going to pull it up for you real quick.
I'm on the StreamYard site. You mean I got to go to YouTube?
No, you're fine. Oh yeah. Go to your StreamYard. Go to your stream.
I'm on it.
You see the top. You see the top.
Hello.
You see the top where it has red dot live.
I do. I see that.
So the red dot, I don't really know why I use it, but
does that help people find us?
Well, now it can because we're the only show that does it right now. So if you see the red dot, it's going to be Gwynn and Chris related.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Awesome news.
Yes.
Also over my head in the stream, I'm just noticing now is a picture of Ben Higgins and Dave Roberts. Two people I really like, but don't know that should necessarily be there in the shot. You know what I mean?
At least it's not the other one next to the buzzer beater picture.
That would not last. That would not last. Real quick, before we get to a break here, I found 2 NFL teams that are no longer going to be in the running to win next year's Super Bowl.
The Dolphins?
Not only are they no longer going to be in the running to win the Super Bowl next year, you can probably forget about them for the playoffs as well.
Okay.
The 2 teams that I am eliminating from contention at this moment for next year's NFL season, 2024, are the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants. Why? Both teams apparently are talking with free agent quarterback Russell Wilson about coming in to take over their quarterback duties.
The Steelers,
to me is just like forget the season. I just Russell Wilson is done.
No,
I can say that while Tony's not here. When Tony comes back, then I can't say it anymore because he loves the guy.
You can say it, but I think that Russell Wilson is a massive upgrade from Kenny Pickett.
Massive upgrade? I haven't seen Russell Wilson throw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage in about 6 years.
Russell Wilson had a decent year last year.
People
don't see that because they.
What did he do?
I'm looking. He had 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He had over 3,000 yards. I think that he had a better year than everybody
you look
thinks
at statistics. I look at W's and L's.
You can't do that in football, though.
Why not? Because that's what I care about.
Because a Stephon Diggs drop pass.
If Tua Tagovailoa could throw for 9 yards and the Dolphins win, I'll take it any day over 400 yards in a loss. Any day. And everybody out there can say he played terrible. But you know what? Maybe he made the right leads, the correct reads at the line of scrimmage and changed and audibled into the right play. Maybe, he was the reason they won with some smart quarterbacking. When the Dolphins won their first 2 Super Bowls, let me rephrase that.
You said,
when the Dolphins won their only 2 Super Bowls, they had a quarterback by the name of Bob Greasy. He's in the Hall of Fame. Bob Greasy hardly ever threw for more than 100 yards in any game. Now, it was a totally different world back then, but Greasy was known for being the smartest quarterback in the league. And in those days, quarterbacks called their plays, and he would get them in the right plays. He won a Super Bowl against the Vikings in a day when he was 6 for 7 passing.
See, that
total.
6 for 7. But if I look at 6 for 7 in the box score, I would be like, obviously this dude didn't pass a lot. But if you look at Russell Wilson, he had a 66% completion percent. I cannot believe I'm dying on the cross.
Why are you sticking up for him?
Russell Wilson right now. But he also had 341 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. He didn't have a bad year, and I think it's a massive upgrade. Brutus Fan has a great question for you, Chris. Let me put this up on the screen real quick.
What you got,
Chris?
Brutus?
Which is worse for you, Russell Wilson or soccer?
Russell Wilson.
Whoa. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
After yesterday's
I know.
complete
I went way
dismantling.
I went way over the top on soccer. I have a little more respect for soccer than I do for people that are divas. I don't care for divas, and I know you don't either.
I don't either.
I know you
I'm
don't
not going to
either.
argue that.
People whose holier than thou attitude is more important than the team are people I can do without.
I am with you.
And whether it's true or not, that's what I perceive Russell Wilson to be.
I think last year, Sean Payton, if we're going to talk conspiracy theories, hold on, Chris. I need to get something going real quick because we need to talk about. There, we're back in the conspiracy theory zone.
This whole show, I'm gonna wake up at the end of the show and find out it was all just a dream.
Yes, in this Twilight Zone.
It wasn't a real show. Yeah.
I believe that Sean Payton had it out for Russell Wilson and called bad plays and put him in wrong spots so that he could get Russell Wilson out of Denver and so he could draft his prized possession, J.J. McCarthy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What do you think about that?
I think Russell Wilson was 7-8 last year.
You got to say Sean Payton. It didn't really help.
He was 7-8 last year. That's enough to tell me that he's just doesn't have it any longer. He had 2 300-yard passing games. You can put all of your stats in there. One of his 300-yard passing games came in a 70-20 loss.
Yeah.
All right. So my point is, what did he do to help them win anything?
But that team was way different than the team that finished the season because they were
the team
in
that
the
finished the
hunt.
season was getting 130 yards, 180 yards, 160 yards.
But were they winning?
Yeah, but he wasn't the reason.
So he finally wins, but he's not the reason for the win.
I don't like the guy. You're not going to be able to convince me.
All right.
I mean, the bottom line is he could pass for 700 yards, and I would still tell you that I don't like him.
I just think Kenny Pickett. If
he did pass for 700 yards, he'd probably just want a bigger office on the site of the training camp facilities.
Can't defend you there, Mr. Unlimited.
All right, more Gwynn and Chris coming up. We'll just we got it rolling today. I feel good.
Yeah,
let's just keep on.
We got a good countdown too.
Good.
Ben and Wood.
Welcome back to the program. 3:39 is the time. If you love Mediterranean food, like I love Mediterranean food, don't forget the hummus. Thank you, Tony. Try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine. They're in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. Welcome back to the program. Food, one of my favorite things on earth, and that is going to be the topic of our countdown today. Did you know, anybody out there, that today is National Cereal Day?
I didn't until you told me, which is awesome. I'm
That's
glad
a great
you told
thing.
me.
Great thing, National Cereal Day. It's also National Women's Day.
It is. Congratulations, women.
Thank you, all the women out there.
Yes.
Today is your day. I don't know exactly what you get out of that, but
maybe some free ice cream somewhere.
I don't think so.
Well, you know how sometimes they have like those
free
deals
ice cream somewhere.
Yeah, if you're like a teacher, you can go and get a free taco or. Okay.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
You've never heard of that before? It's like Teacher Appreciation Day. You can go to Starbucks and
maybe if you steal second base in the World Series, you can get a free taco.
You do. You steal a taco is what that's called.
I know.
Anyway.
All right. Before we do our countdown of our 5 favorite cereals, Skraby, I ask you, what do you think the number one selling cereal is in the United States, according, to the list I have in front of me? I mean, I'm sure you could probably find another billion lists of this stuff.
See,
you know what I'm saying? But you're just going to have to go with something.
Does Taylor Swift have a cereal? Because if she did, it would be number one.
Yeah, you're right. Probably.
I'm going to say that the number one cereal is the regular Cheerios.
How did you guess that?
That's right.
It is right.
Wow, why can't we do this during Fantabulous?
Yeah.
Top cereals. I got it.
Yeah, according to Kiplinger's, which is they're a pretty legit business site as far as I know. Okay. Cheerios, number one. Here's why I think it's number one. Because every parent who has a baby under the age of 1 feeds it Cheerios. Have you ever seen anything other than that given to a baby?
That's a pretty good point.
Right? When you're out and about, parents got the baby on their lap.
Yeah, the plain.
Yeah, Cheerios.
Yeah.
Just keep on shoving Cheerios in.
I love it when when I'm watching a kid and the parent gives me the Cheerios so I can eat them too.
Okay.
You don't steal Cheerios from the kid's bag, Chris, when you're feeding them Cheerios?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't really care for Cheerios. They're not going to make my list. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
The number 2 most popular breakfast cereal, according to this list on Kiplinger's.
Kiplinger's.
Yeah. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Wow.
Now, to that, you can't blame it on the kid.
No.
Because I don't think they give that. Number 3, Frosted Flakes.
Wow. Not a fan.
Number 4, Honey Bunches of Oats.
I've had that before. It's pretty good.
Okay. Number 5, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I don't know that I'm in love with this list. Number 6 is Lucky Charms. Now you're talking. Let's check some traffic and get into our list of the top 5 breakfast cereals on National Cereal Day.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Kelly Danek.
Traffic is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Drive-Thru Oil Change, a 15-minute instant drive-thru oil change. Got a few trouble spots here. One of them is this collision on eastbound King Freeway just before Home Avenue. Those vehicles are over the right shoulder. Also an accident clearing from the Bancroft off-ramp, eastbound King Freeway. Traveling south on the 5 near the 54, there is a collision involving a couple vehicles. Looks like that is partially blocking the fast lane. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is your drive-thru oil change. It only takes 15 minutes, and you don't have to get out of your car. With all the rain lately, Valvoline is also offering replacement wiper blades. For directions and discounts, go to SoCalOilChange.com, SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danek with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's now time for Gwynn and Chris to rank their top 5 of the day.
Gonna grip and rip as usual.
But this isn't just a regular top 5 list.
I love it. It sounds sadistic, but I love it.
This is the countdown. And it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, away we go. And before we get to it, I mentioned this to Skraby in the break, but I am almost fell off my chair when I saw this on Amazon.com. You honestly can buy a cereal, and you can buy different flavors too, Skraby. Cocoa, cinnamon toast, and the brand new Honey Graham. The name of the cereal, I kid you not, is Poop Like a Champion.
Is it a fiber cereal?
Poop Like a Champion, high fiber cereal, healthy low carb cereal, natural constipation relief for adults and kids.
Oh, hitting both markets.
Get yourself a box of Poop Like a Champion high fiber cereal. I really can't believe that exists.
Poop Like a Champion is going to be like, why are all these people ordering cereal from San Diego?
It's going to be a run on this stuff.
Better get it now, everybody.
According to Amazon.com, it'll only cost you about $9 a box. $9.50.
How much is a regular box of cereal?
I don't know. I really don't buy cereal very often anymore.
Cheerios price.
Cheerios price. Give me a
$5.49.
Yeah.
So,
So
it's
this is
double.
about double to get the poop.
I
cereal.
better do this.
Right.
Like a
if I
champion
pay
I'm
the
paying
$9,
that.
yes, it better work.
It better work.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe there is such a thing.
I can.
But I got to be honest with you. Most people listening to the show right now feel enlightened.
Yes, I guess so.
Right? They're like, hey, really? I did not know that.
Number 5.
Hey, this is why you tune into
like-
Gwynn and Chris. It's information you can't live without.
Yes, at the water cooler before you head home today, make sure you tell your coworker
Somebody,
to poop
you're
like
gonna
a champion.
You're gonna tell somebody about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
agree.
will.
Dave says comes with toilet paper.
Okay, Dave. That's funny.
And McKee says, aren't those just called grape nuts?
Another interesting
Weird
line.
cereal.
Yeah, our listeners are okay out
Yes,
there. You guys
they
are
are.
funny.
All right.
Okay, let's go. Our top 5 favorite cereals. Why don't you start, Mr. Skraby? It's
All right.
National Cereal Day.
Yes, I
Enjoy a little cereal.
on the chat, Jax said Skraby, which I thought was kind of funny because Jax said, "How are you not a fan of Frosted Flakes, Skrabe? They're great."
Tony the Tiger says so.
I'm not a fan of Frosted Flakes. So there you go.
I wasn't they didn't make my list either, but when I was a kid and I had a helping of Frosted Flakes, nothing quite like drinking the milk afterward.
Okay.
The sugary milk.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Man,
I
that
can
was
get
hard to
behind
beat
that.
when you were a kid. Hard to beat.
Okay, so my number 5, I never gave it. Honey Smacks.
What?
The guy with the frog on the
Honey
cover.
Smacks.
I mean, some of these are
is
nostalgic.
that
cereal.
really the name of a cereal?
Yeah,
You're just
Honey-
making it up.
Honey Smacks? It's delicious.
Why have I never heard of it?
These are some of the
Honey Smacks.
nostalgic cereals that I had.
Kellogg
growing up.
Honey Smacks.
Yeah, very good.
There
Very
they
good.
are. That's not a frog though.
What is it?
That looks like a bear to me with a bee hovering over the bowl of the Honey Smacks.
We're looking at maybe that's the newly designed one, but
Kellogg's Honey Smacks. It's an orange box. There's a bear on there.
oh, see, this is the one I'm talking about. With
Which
the
one
frog,
are you talking about?
The frog right here. They must have changed the packaging.
There's one with the frog. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Okay. Got them both.
Whew.
Honey Smacks,
All right.
you say.
Yes.
Number 5 for me, Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries.
Whoa,
I
with
know-
Crunch Berries.
I know that they came out with the box that was only Crunch Berries.
Yeah.
Like you didn't even have to get the Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm pronouncing that correctly. It is not Captain Crunch.
Cap'n.
It's Cap apostrophe N.
It is.
Look at the box.
It is. You're
Cap'n Crunch.
Yeah.
But I like it with the Crunch Berries. And I think, though I like the Crunch Berries, I like the cereal also. So I like the combination.
right. Okay.
So that's why I have to have not just a box of Crunch Berries, as has been suggested to me.
I like the Cap'n.
I like the Cap'n. He's all right.
All right.
Number 4.
I just finished my list, Chris. I could not come up with a number 4, and I'm glad that I came to this decision.
Okay.
Fruity Pebbles.
Oh boy.
Great cereal.
Fruity Pebbles.
Talk about drinking the milk after you are done with your cereal.
Right. That's the best part.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yes. There's mini wheats. Frosted mini wheats are on the chat. We're hitters, they said. So
Okay.
rice and corn checks.
All right, don't be giving me all of everybody's list. I mean,
Why?
we'll get to it.
Okay, go for it.
They're going to take all of ours.
Oh, that doesn't
I don't like
matter.
that.
It doesn't matter.
By the way, the Captain Crunch with only Crunch Berries is called Oops All Berries. As if the captain himself made a mistake
mistake.
and left the Captain Crunch cereal out.
You know what? I love it.
Gotta love that.
Gotta love it.
Number 4 for me, Life. Life cereal.
Mikey.
Liked it. If you don't know what we're referring to, it was a famous commercial ad campaign back in the day. Life cereal.
I do.
You want to try it?
I don't know that I've ever.
I don't want
had
to try
any.
it. Do you want to try it? No. Hey, let's get Mikey. He'll try anything. And then Mikey just downs the whole box of Life cereal.
What does it taste like? I don't know that I've ever
Really?
had
You
Life.
never had it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Really tasted good. The funny thing about Life cereal.
The funny thing about Life.
Well, I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about it is that they tried to pawn it off on us kids as a healthy choice.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Nothing healthy about a box of Life cereal.
I'm gonna look into this. I might even buy some over the weekend. Just
I
so
don't
can
even
try
know.
some.
I'm looking it up here, and all I'm seeing is all these old boxes. I wonder if Life. Does somebody out there know? Does Life still exist?
Someone's saying out there that their favorite cereal was Life too.
Oh yeah, I had a ton of it when I was a kid. I really enjoyed it.
Yes,
I believe.
it
Yeah, there
does.
we go.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got a kind of a different looking box now.
They
but
do a way different.
The
looking
original
box.
Life cereal.
All right.
All right, that's my number 4.
all right.
Number
I keep
3.
saying all right. Sorry, everybody.
You know, it's funny talking about all this. I'm going on Amazon. I want to order every box right
You
now.
should.
I know. I'm in the mood.
My number 3 is going to be a healthy-ish cereal, Special K with red berries.
What?
Love that. I love it.
Special K with
They have
red
like
berries.
dehydrated strawberries in the cereal, and the Special K is like unsugared. So I like that one.
You are a weird kid, man. Special
You don't
K
like
with
Special
red
K?
berries.
You've never heard of that one?
Yeah, I have. But
Oh, it's good.
Special K is just awful.
It's good.
Number 1. Number 2, Special K gets soggy in the milk after about 8 seconds. You
no,
pour
it
the
does
milk.
not. No.
You reach your spoon down. All of a sudden, every Special K flake is soggy.
No, they re-engineered it, Chris.
Re-engineered it?
I got a question for you.
They
from
rejiggered it?
someone on someone on the chat, but I can't find it now. They said, do you like soggy or crunchy cereal?
Well, I just think I explained it. I'd rather it be somewhat crunchy. Soggy's no good.
Good point. You did explain that.
I did.
You're number 3.
Number 3 for me, vanilla almond clusters.
Okay.
They're at Trader Joe's.
Those are pretty good.
That's a bit of an adult choice, right? But, I'm an adult now. So when I get cereal these days, and it's not often, I don't have cereal very much.
I don't either.
But once in a while, I feel like I treat myself to a box of vanilla almond clusters at Trader Joe's.
I can do that.
They are really tasty.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know how healthy they are for
Probably
you.
not.
Again, they try to kind of sell them off as it's kind of a healthy choice.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's really true, but I really like those.
Okay.
Vanilla
good one.
almond clusters.
That's a good one.
All right, that's my number
2.
All right. I'm going to move through this quick, but Lucky Charms number 2.
There you go.
I was
There
the
you
kid,
go.
I was the kid who I got in trouble growing up because I would pour out all the cereal, pick all the marshmallows out, and then put the cereal back into the cereal box.
Yeah.
So that no one else got the marshmallows, and I got in trouble all the time for that. But the marshmallows are the best part.
Of course they are.
There you go.
Nobody bought Lucky Charms for the cereal itself.
No, that would be gross.
Number 2 for me, I'm cheating. Quaker Oats.
Ew.
It's a cereal, and I eat hot cereal, oatmeal all the time, and I love it. Oh, wow. Didn't realize. You never have a bowl of oatmeal? Like ever?
Every once in a while.
Wow.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
I eat it often.
I take back my barfing sound.
Okay. I eat it often, and I have a suggestion for you.
Yes, what's that?
Whip up some Quaker Oats, put a little almond butter in it. Oh, man. Good combination.
Almond butter?
Yep. Little almond butter.
Wow.
Try that with your
Don't tempt me with
Quaker
a good time,
Oats.
Chris.
It's very good.
All right.
Number 1.
My number 1 is something that I cannot eat anymore because it's one of the most unhealthy cereals on the market, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. When I went back to watch my nieces, they had Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I ate like 3 bowls of it because I never buy it, so I had to do it, and it's still as good as I remember.
Yeah. My number one is of a similar vein, but it's Apple Jacks.
Oh, I remember.
I ate
Apple
about
Jacks.
10,000 Apple Jack boxes when I was a kid. And when I was traveling with the women's basketball team, within the last month, we were at a
Those
hotel.
little boxes?
Without a hotel, they lay out breakfast for the team, and they had some little boxes of cereal, and one of them was a box of Apple Jacks, a little box, and I grabbed it and enjoyed it. Felt like I was 9 years old again, but it was kind of fun.
Here,
Apple Jacks are my numero uno.
Quick suggestions, or Boo Berry, Count Chocula, pretty good.
Yeah.
Her husband loves regular Cheerios, which didn't even make our list.
Is her husband less than 1 year old?
I don't know.
We already discussed that only babies eat Cheerios, I thought.
Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp.
Kicks.
Kicks
Reese's
are for kids.
Puffs.
All right.
That's some good stuff.
Yeah. We could go on and on.
Yeah.
But we digress.
Yes, we
Coming
do.
up next is Chris versus the Fans. Chance for you to win a trip to Las Vegas, play a little trivia. I have been on a big slump. So this is the week to play. 833-288-0973. We'll do it when we come back.
97.3 The Fan.
Hey, rolling along here on Gwynn and Chris. Finally a Friday. Chrisello, Matt Skraby, together in our Odyssey Palace studios. Tony Gwynn Jr. idle today. He'll be back on Monday. We got Padre baseball coming up for you after the show today. 5:40 scheduled first pitch. Yu Darvish will make that first pitch, according to my man Skraby, who has the pitching matchups over there.
Yes.
Darvish on the hill tonight for the Friars against the Gigantes. And that'll get on right after our show is over at 5:30. There will be no Skraby Chronicles tonight, I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
But Skraby, you've got another hour and a half if you must launch a daily gripe. I will give you that.
You know, I'm feeling
freedom.
Pretty happy today.
Yeah,
I don't have many gripes today.
Really?
I guess a gripe, I mean, it's something always with the dog.
No, I don't want to hear it. Don't try to talk yourself into a gripe.
No, you're right. I don't have one
You know
today.
what I mean?
I don't have one today.
Yeah, don't talk yourself into it. We do have a phone line open to play Chris versus the Fans. It doesn't always happen. So if you're one of those people that says, I always want to play Chris versus the Fans, but I, don't think I'll get through, you might get through if you dial right now, 833-288-0973. There's a chance you would get through. And this is when you want to play Chris versus the Fans, because right now I can't get a question right. The only question I got yesterday was thanks to the contestant giving me unwittingly a clue. Remember?
Oh, yes.
Talked about it was that knuckleballer.
Yeah,
and
for the Marlins.
And then I jumped on it and got the answer right. So
and ended their dreams, but they gave themselves up.
Yes, they gave themselves up. But all week I've been struggling. People have been winning this game left and right. That could be you today. And if you win Chris with the Fans, you'll be qualified for a grand prize. It's a 2-night stay at the Fontainebleau, Las Vegas. Also dinner for two. Immerse yourself in timeless elegance at the Fontainebleau in Las Vegas. It's a luxury resort, gaming, and meeting destination. The legacy of the Fontainebleau, Las Vegas, is built upon more than 70 years of sublime beauty, unparalleled service, and timeless design. Book now, FontainebleauLasVegas.com.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know Gen 4.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. We are just about underway here. Speaking of Las Vegas, I said I'm going tomorrow.
Yes, you are.
I'm going to be going to see a show at the Sphere tomorrow.
You love the Sphere.
Well, I like the Sphere. And
You too?
last week I was there. I went and looked at the Sphere from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
My wife really wants me to go in the Sphere. Like, she thinks this is going to be the greatest experience of my natural born life.
Is she
So
going
I'm going
with
to
you?
go tomorrow. No, she's not going, but I'm going to go see whatever they have. It's not U2, but they have some sort of experience or
Look.
some sort of film that they play inside the Sphere. I think it's the thing that Tony saw. Remember, Tony
and he
said he
loved
went with
it.
his family.
Yeah, he loved it.
And he loved it. So I'm going to go tomorrow night.
That's good. You see,
I'll give you a
are doing
report.
stuff.
I'll give you a report.
You are doing stuff instead of just sitting in your hotel room
Instead
like I
of being
may do.
old man, yeah. Instead of being just old man, lazy old man.
Yes, lazy old man.
All right, let's play some Chris versus the Fans. We can find out about the Sphere's schedule later.
Yeah. Here are the rules. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win if you're a first-time player. Wow, that may have been the best one ever.
Yeah, I'm going all in.
If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you will get to skip to the second question just this time. All right, let's get back to the phone lines to see who we got.
I have a request.
Okay,
let's get Mary on.
Okay,
right off the bat.
I haven't actually. I hope it's a Mary.
Well, we'll see.
Mary, are you there?
Is it Mary?
Is it Mary?
Hello.
Do you know him?
Hello.
Hello. What's
Doesn't
your
sound
name?
like a
See,
Mary.
I told you.
Doesn't sound like a Mary.
What's your name, sir?
Anthony.
Anthony, you using Mary's phone?
This is not Mary's phone.
It's not Mary's phone.
And sometimes there's
Sometimes it just comes up that way.
Anthony's being very secretive. Maybe he stole the phone.
No, he didn't.
I'm just kidding, Anthony.
Come on now.
All right, Anthony, you ready to play? Have you ever played before? I just asked.
I have not. First time.
First time playing. All right, get him in.
All right, here we go. Question number 2.
Number 2.
What year was Joey Votto drafted?
Joey Votto drafted. That's a 2?
That's a 2.
I wouldn't have any idea.
We've talked about it.
2000.
2000.
He says.
Stay there. Stay there.
He's 40 years old.
Oh, that's a good
The
guess.
reason I know that is because there's a story about him today.
Yeah, he's with the Blue Jays
Right?
now.
Yeah, signing a minor league contract with the Blue Jays. So he's 40. He was probably drafted when he was 18. It's 22 years ago. 2002. What?
You've got to be kidding. I thought there was
didn't have any
zero
idea.
chance. I'm really sorry about that, Anthony.
Sorry, Anthony.
I didn't
figured
think
it
you had any
out.
chance.
I
You did.
I ferreted it out. I figured he's drafted when he was about 18. I had no idea.
2002.
So I just did a little addition and subtraction,
He was a
etc.
second-round draft pick
He was.
by the Reds.
How about that? I had no clue.
Oh, that was crazy.
No clue. Sorry about that, Anthony, but that does happen from time to time.
Sorry, everybody. The luck is back.
Maybe so.
Let's go to AJ in Carlsbad. AJ, how are you?
Hi, AJ.
Doing good. I hope there's some soccer questions. I know Chris is a big fan of them.
I should put some soccer questions.
Who's in
there.
first place in the Premier League? Everybody knows that.
Who's at the top of the table, Chris?
Yeah,
Get
the top of the
terminology
table.
wrong.
I don't know.
Right.
Liverpool, probably.
Do you know who it is, AJ? Who's at the top?
Do you know
of the
who it is,
table?
AJ? Just for fun?
Is it Real Madrid?
No, the table is the
Premier
League.
Yes.
Come on, AJ. You said you're a big soccer guy.
I don't know that he said he was a big soccer
he just
guy,
said that he
but
doesn't
was
think I
hoping
am.
for
Barcelona.
you.
Barcelona, FC Barcelona. They're in La Liga.
Still not part of the English Premier League. But
Anyway,
here we go, AJ.
Give the
Are
guy,
you ready for
give the guy a question
Are
already.
you ready for question number 1?
Yes, sir.
You know that on Jeopardy, I fast forward through the banter.
You would.
When they interview the contestants at the beginning of the show, I just
So that's the best part.
yeah, I don't watch that part.
No,
I
it's
get right to the
worst part.
questions.
You're right. It is the worst part.
Yeah,
They're like, what do you do for fun?
yeah,
Will I bake on the weekends?
yeah, exactly.
All right. Question number 1. What team does former Giant Brandon Crawford play for now?
The Cardinals.
Cardinals is correct.
Very good, AJ.
All right, here we go. Question number 2. What Colorado Rocky hit 379 during the 1999 season?
That's a good average.
That's a really good average.
That could be
1999.
that could be anybody, really.
1999 Rocky.
I'd say Sosa. I don't know. That's like no, he's not a Colorado Rocky, but
I'll give you one more guess. Sosa. Okay.
Sosa.
Sorry, you said Sosa twice. And I clicked the button.
Yeah.
Stay there, though.
This could be a few different guys.
Yeah.
But I recall Larry Walker having a huge season. I don't know if it was that year. Got it.
He's back, everybody.
Well, maybe.
Sorry, AJ.
Sorry, AJ.
Appreciate you calling
Larry
in.
Walker finally got into the Hall of Fame, as did Todd Helton. Finally,
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Both of them.
both of them.
And the Rockies still haven't won a World Series.
They haven't come close.
They've been.
They went to 1. They did not win a game.
Oh, it's only 1? I thought maybe 2.
No, only
But,
1.
Okay.
Only 1.
Here we go to our next contestant. On my phone screener, it says, Tommy, are you there? Tommy. Okay, going back on hold. Let's go to Tim in San Diego. Tim, are you there?
I am here.
All right,
Okay,
Tim,
I
let's
am
go.
here.
Let's play ball.
You ready to go?
Full disclosure, I usually got Taylor in the backseat. She's not with me today. Shout out to the women's soccer national team. They hosted all our girls from club soccer in a clinic right now, and that's where she's at.
Awesome. I love that.
That is
Shout
very
out
cool.
U.S. women's national
Very,
team.
very
That's
cool.
amazing.
Wow, that's an exciting day for
really
your
exciting.
daughter and others. Very exciting.
100%. I just had to make her skip softball practice, so that new blue helmet's not getting any use today, unfortunately.
Well, I think she has a pretty good excuse for
Got
this
a good
time,
excuse
for
to
this
go
time.
see the women's soccer
I would go
team.
see the
That's-
U.S. women's
yeah,
national
that's a
team, too.
biggie. That's big. Good.
Well, Tim, your brain trust is not there, so I hope you do okay.
Yeah, he'll have to go it alone
That's
today.
what I'm worried about. And this is the rubber match. I'm 1 for 1.
Okay. All right. He's 1-1. Here we go, Tim. Question number 1. What is my dog's name?
Oh, Brady, really? Oh.
Is this a fair question, Chris?
You mentioned it
He's a
often.
golden retriever. I can tell you everything about him. I'm going to say Buddy, and I know I'm wrong.
Ooh, I call him Buddy all the time.
I know.
This is an unfair question because Chris definitely
Well, I definitely
knows.
know. He talks about him all the time. Lucky the dog.
Lucky the dog.
Sorry about that, Tim.
Sorry, Tim.
You know what's funny is his daughter might have known that one.
Maybe.
She might have been able to yell it out from the back seat because you say it all the time.
Yeah.
I do. I love
Daughters
him.
pay attention
I'm
to
sorry,
stuff
Tim.
like that.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks,
Hopefully
Tim.
next time Taylor will be with you.
But thanks for calling.
Yes.
And that is pretty exciting. If you were a club soccer player to get to go hang out with some of the women's national team.
Absolutely. It's
Huge.
exciting.
Huge deal.
All right. Let's see. The next longest holding caller would be Dan the Man.
All right, Dan.
Dan the Man, are you there?
Mr. the Man.
I am here, gentlemen. What a beautiful day.
I agree.
You got that right, Dan. I noticed that first thing when I hopped outside today. Really nice.
When you emerged from your cave.
Emerged. Yes.
All right, Dan the Man. Here we go. Question number 1. This is a bad question, but it's funny. Who is the TV spokesperson for Jersey Mike's?
For Jersey Mike subs?
Yes. The commercials are on far too much. I hate them.
You would.
They are on all the time.
I think they're okay.
Danny DeVito?
Nah, give it on.
Chris was about to buzz you, but
You
Danny
got it into the
DeVito
wire.
is correct. See, Chris loves those commercials.
It's not a sports question. I'm so confused.
Well, they play during sports games, but you got
That's
it
right.
correct.
It's not always sports questions. Every
For
now and
question
again, you
number
have
one,
to
yeah.
step outside the comfort zone.
Chris absolutely loves these commercials.
I do like them. I think Danny DeVito's funny.
He is funny, but those
Okay,
commercials,
well.
I do like when he did the little thing where he was like chopping up the meat. I thought that
It's
was
funny.
but-
Danny DeVito's funny. You can't get over that.
All right, Dan the Man, you are on to question number 2. How tall is Purdue center Zach Edey?
Geez. I don't know. 7'6".
7'6". That is tall, and he is tall. But that's not correct.
Pretty sure Yao Ming was 7'6".
Yes,
I
stay
think
there.
Zach Edey's 7'4".
Sorry, I had to do that.
Sorry, Dan the Man.
Sorry, Dan the Man.
Thanks for joining us today.
Yes,
Always good to hear from you. And it was, you were totally correct. It is a beautiful day.
It is beautiful.
And we should take a minute out there to appreciate it. But let's be honest. We spend enough time complaining when there's some rain, so we might as well hit the other side of the equation when it's beautiful like
Chris,
this.
This is what I pay for out here, okay?
Oh, so you don't have to acknowledge it?
No, I'm
Yeah.
never going
I
to
know.
acknowledge
I know
it.
you're like most people.
All right, we got to go to a tiebreaker.
What?
Yes.
You don't have
we
any more
do.
questions?
I have a couple more, but
Well, then let's go. We got
all
nowhere
right,
to go.
next longest holding caller is Dave in Spring Valley. So
Dave wants a
you're up.
crack at it. Come on, Dave.
Hey, can we change it to Dave in Lakeside now? It's not Dave in Spring Valley.
You
Oh,
know what,
yes,
Dave? I'm going to
changed
do
his
this
phone.
right now. Dave in Lakeside.
Yes, let's delay the game.
Real fast, too. Chris, I missed you on the courts this year during basketball season. So
Well, I was reffing.
He was reffing
I
all
just
the
didn't
time.
do.
Maybe,
where do you work or where are you at?
Were you frequent?
I do the scoreboard at Mount Miguel.
Yeah, I didn't get Mount Miguel this year.
Oh,
Didn't
that's
get
a
'em.
bummer.
So that's
Boys
why
went-
I missed you. I
Yeah, the boys
I
went
did.
far.
You know what?
They
I
went
did a
deep.
Mount Miguel game. I did one of their games
you're
at
pointing at
the.
me like I
I know
remember.
I'm pointing at you. It was at the Sweetwater tournament. I did their boys
Okay.
in a game against Hoover. I think they
Okay.
lost that game.
That
but
was recent.
it was over the course of the season. But I'm sorry I didn't get out to Mount Miguel this year, Dave. Hopefully next year.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
And
Dave.
Skraby, did
Yes.
you like that license comment that I sent you the other day?
Oh, Dave did do. He opened my eyes to something that I never even knew. But
What's that?
apparently, you can't get a actual full driver's license until you're 18 anymore. You have a provisional driver's license for the first year and a half, 2 years,
Okay.
and then once you turn 18 is when you get to drive without other people. in
One
the
thing
car.
I noticed is that if you're under 21, your license is now printed vertically.
Yes.
And once you turn 21, they go horizontally.
Yes, because you know why? It's very easy to tell the difference. And if you're not paying attention and you make a fake ID and you make it vertically, you're a dummy.
You are a dummy.
Hey.
All right.
And one more quick comment.
No, Dave, we
Ron
gotta get
Newman
going.
should be on the Rushmore.
What?
Oh, that was a fair comment.
What did he say?
It's a good comment.
What did he say?
We were talking about
Ron
Rushmore
Newman
of coaches in San Diego. He mentioned Ron Newman, who was the legendary.
The guy who makes the salad dressings?
No, that's Paul Newman.
Oh.
Ron Newman was the legendary coach of the Sockers when they won all 11 of their championships, or their first 11.
Okay. All right.
And I'll tell you, Ron Newman was quite the guy. The guy. So that was a good call, Dave. Worth getting
all right,
in.
Chris got you out of trouble.
Play the game now.
Who made the Aztecs shot last year to send them to the championship?
Was it Butler?
It was
Butler. Did it.
All right, here we go. Question number 2. Pete Rose played for 3 teams. Name all 3.
Oh, come on. It's my favorite baseball player. If I get this wrong, might as well kill me. First one was the Cincinnati Reds.
Okay.
Philadelphia Phillies.
Okay.
And the Montreal Expos. And then he went back to the Reds.
All right. Nice job, Dave. You are cruising.
I don't think most people would get that right.
I don't think so either.
I don't think people remember the Expos.
No, I had
unless
no
you're
idea.
a big Pete Rose fan.
No idea.
So
that he
Dave,
was with the
very
Expos.
good on you.
All right, here we go. Question number 3. You get this right, or Chris gets it wrong, and you're headed for a qualification to Las Vegas.
Yeah, I hope Dave.
Padres catcher Kyle Higashioka caught a perfect game for what pitcher last year?
Ooh. I'll be honest, I don't know.
Okay. Stay there.
It's one of 2 guys. I have them both in my mind.
Okay.
Herman. Domingo Herman.
Oh my goodness.
That's
incredible.
Sorry, Dave. It was either him or Luis Severino, and I couldn't remember which one, but I went with Herman.
It is her.
It was my day. Today was my day to bounce back.
I don't think we can
do a slump.
I don't think we can do a winner today. We went through a lot of questions. Your slump is over.
You don't have time for a
tiebreaker.
That's fine. You don't have to.
All right, we'll do 2 tiebreakers, Joey.
It's Friday.
What does that mean?
That means that you can be a little lax on a Friday.
Is that right? I don't think that the meters care about that.
I don't think that the ratings people care either. But
okay, I'm gonna go to John and Temecula, our guy. John,
give John a chance. Let's go,
John.
Hey, happy Friday, guys. Looks like your slump is over, Mr. Ello.
Yes,
yeah,
it's over.
It was a slump, though.
All right, here we go. Tiebreaker. We're gonna do Joey Votto. I've already made the decision because his page is up.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
Chris. What was his? Okay, never mind. Let me start this over. Chris, the highest single season home run total for Joey Votto. Give me that number.
42.
42. John, is the actual answer higher or lower than 42?
Lower.
You are correct.
Really? He didn't hit over 42, huh?
He did.
What's his
he
high?
hit 37 in 2010.
Oh, wow. Only 37.
Yeah.
All right. Good on you,
Thank
John.
you, John.
Stay on the line. You will get the qualification today to go to Las Vegas. That's what you get when you're nice to the host and you come on and tell them congratulations on ending your slump.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So that's just something that for the rest of you contestants to keep in mind for the future. Always be nice to me. It might pay off.
Joey Votto hit 36 home runs just 3 years ago.
Yeah. Well, he's a Blue Jay now.
Yes, he is.
Not going to be a Padre. We are going to check traffic and come back with more Gwynn and Chris.
From
4:26 is the time. Chris's slump is over. Sorry about that. Tough day on Chris vs. the Fans for all of you out there. But John cashed in on the tiebreaker. Got a couple of quick baseball stories to pass along to you. First of all, make this note. Padre baseball coming up. Spring training action from Peoria. Game gets underway a little more than an hour from right now. Our show will end at 5:30 today. We'll then head out to Peoria, where the birthday boy, Dave Marcus,
Oh, yeah.
will set things up on the mic for Jesse Agler. And
Mr. Bob Scanlon.
Bob Scanlon will be on the call as well,
Yes.
as they'll bring us to tonight's game between the Padres and the Gigantes.
I'm excited. We have some of the Padres crew that works the Padres season here in studio, walking around the building. It's a good sight. We're back, baby.
To get everybody go, you mean all of our Padre engineers?
Yes, we're back.
Nick and
We're
Frank
back.
and
Maddie.
Yeah, they do great work
Yes, they do.
getting the Padres on the air for you to enjoy
Yes.
night after night after night. We mentioned this, Joey Votto agreeing to a minor league deal with the Blue Jays. We did not mention this. The Cincinnati Reds were counting on 22-year-old third baseman Noelvi Marte. In fact, Marte had a pretty good chance to start this year for the Reds. He hit .316 with 3 home runs in 35 games last year, a late call-up. He was a big-time acquisition from Seattle in the trade that sent star pitcher Luis Castillo to the Mariners.
So it's a big deal.
Noelvi Marte. He will not be playing for the Reds for quite some time, however. He tested positive today for a performance-enhancing substance. 80-game suspension.
Is that the first level now? 80 games?
I think
Let me
so.
look this up.
What did Fernando, I thought, got 25.
Well, he had some taken off because
didn't he? Or some of it was he was on the injured list.
Oh, and because the playoffs counted
Counted towards his total?
2022 counted towards his total, so it took it down a little bit.
Yeah. I you know what? Every time somebody tests positive, it's because they ended up with something they didn't know was in there.
Oh, yeah, they had no idea.
That's their excuse every time. Fernando used it.
Yep.
I'm sure Noelvi Marte didn't know that Boldenone was in whatever he took, but too bad. The Reds said, "We fully support Major League Baseball's drug policy and its penalties. We will have no further comment." Noelvi Marte. This was supposed to be another one of these young stars for the Reds. Now he'll be able to play the second half of the season. But right now, veteran Jeimer Candelario is kind of the Reds' best option at third base.
That hurts them big time.
Unless they move somebody around. They could put Jonathan Indy at second, see if Matt McClain can play third. I don't know the Reds that well. I know they got a lot of good young players.
Yes, but
this was going to be one of them, and he's out. Testing positive for PED. And my first question is, how does anybody ever make this mistake? Ever? And I'm not sticking up for Noelvi Marte, but he's 22 years old, and he probably just didn't know what he took was there. I shouldn't say that. He probably. It's possible that you can take something and you not know that it's in whatever the supplement you think you're taking, which is legal, might contain something that you're not aware of. I'm not sticking up I shouldn't stick up for this guy.
So you're saying PEDs are okay?
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is that my first question is, how can anybody be so stupid?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to answer my own question by saying it does happen.
It does. It does. But
but the rules are the rules,
Yeah,
and if you get caught with this stuff, you're out of luck.
Here's the penalty. So the first positive test is an 80-game suspension. The second positive test is a 162-game suspension, including the postseason.
Yeah.
Third positive test, lifetime ban.
Lifetime.
That's pretty crazy. You want to be with Pete Rose? You guys are going to go hang out together? Lifetime ban? Even though Pete Rose is like, what the heck? The Major League Baseball is making more money off of betting than they've ever made before.
Research Medical Center in Kansas City 12 people have had to undergo amputations after the cold snap.
So that's an update from our story yesterday.
Yeah.
12 people already went through the amputations.
Yeah. Because of that Dolphins-Chiefs wild card game.
I saw something on the
minus
chat.
27 degrees. Please, NFL, help these people out a little. It is partly your fault, even though you don't. You can get behind this.
I can't get behind these dummies that are going to a game without enough clothes, knowing that it was
You
freezing.
have no idea that anybody who had to have an amputation didn't have enough clothes. Maybe their body couldn't stand the cold, whereas the guy next to them could.
Then go home.
But how would you know? Who's been out in minus 27 degree weather? Not too many of us.
I went when I was in
Not
Minnesota
too many
for the
of us
Super Bowl.
have.
It was freezing.
Not
but you know
too
what
many
I did?
of us have.
I wore the right clothing outside.
Okay, well, you're so smart. You know what? I shouldn't speak to you because you're just smarter than the average bear.
So you're saying you would go to this game and you would wear
I
gloves
would not
that weren't
go to
gonna
this
protect
game.
your hands?
I would not risk it. But I know that a lot of people love football, love their team, and I also know the NFL could have moved the game but didn't. And I believe they didn't move it because it was a Peacock game.
I believe they didn't move it because the roads were still open in Kansas City.
Bull. A likely excuse.
They
didn't move it because they didn't want to anger the $100 million paying Peacock streaming service. That's why they didn't move it.
That's your conspiracy theory. Hold on.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Hold on.
What are we holding for? Oh,
give us your conspiracy theory on that.
I don't have to give it again. I
did.
mean, I had to pay for that stupid game. And they could have moved it.
Still
just
mad
like
about
they moved
this.
the Buffalo-Pittsburgh game.
Because
same
the roads
weekend.
were closed.
Because the game was not on Peacock. And it could easily be changed by the networks that were carrying it. You go ahead and keep thinking what you think and stick up for the NFL.
Wait, hold
which,
on.
by the way, doesn't need your help.
No, they don't. B3619 says Chris isn't going to the SDSU game because of traffic. Minus 27 degrees is a no-go.
That's a no-go. Thank you very much. You're right.
There may have been a development on you going to the game. I don't know.
It is warmer at the Aztec game than it would be at the Kansas City game. Yeah, I'm still waiting to hear back as to whether or not I might be going.
He talked to himself into it on the show earlier.
I did. All right, Gwynn and Chris coming back with a Big Five next. Skraby, I got another crazy basketball score. What is going on in the world? Earlier today, we had LSU women leading Auburn 21-0. That game is now in the fourth quarter, and LSU is like 50 points ahead. Well, no, not quite 50. It's 71-37.
Angel Reese just got hurt during their game.
All right.
71-37.
Yeah, well, that's what you get. Keeping her in
So
there.
what's the score?
The other score I have is an NBA game.
Oh.
Second quarter, New Orleans Hornets 41, Philadelphia 15.
Oh, the Sixers.
What's going on?
So Joel Embiid just basically needs to get paid all the money.
He basically is the team.
He is the team
because they have not
fell
won.
apart.
They haven't won too many games without him. All right, I know you want to get to the Big Five. Let's check traffic first.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Kelly Danick.
Got a few problems, might slow you down a bit. Northbound 5 before Pacific Highway, collision involving several vehicles. It's over to the right shoulder. Also traveling on southbound 15, Claremont Mesa off-ramp, a collision. Southbound side of the 805, just before Murray Ridge. 2 vehicle accident at the center divide. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. Let's get into it. But first, actually, I need to bring up, because they announced this morning, Chris, that Soapy Joe's is going to be the official sponsor of the Padres and Seoul, South Korea watch party for 97.3 The Fan. Join Soapy Joe's at 7 Mile Casino. Soapy Joe's Car Wash, good, clean, fun. Ben and Woods are going to be there for the game starting at 3:05 a.m. So those guys are doing some crazy stuff for y'all out there.
What?
I just said y'all.
That's Wednesday, March 20th.
Wednesday, March 20th.
All right, so the night of the 19th, right?
Yes.
Go to sleep, set your alarm, get up, watch the Padre game at 3 a.m. And if you're going to watch it, you want to watch it with some people, right?
Yes, that's
Go on
awesome.
down to 7 Mile Casino.
Those guys.
Is that, yeah, that's
doing
where the party is.
Yeah, 7 Mile Casino.
3:05 a.m. on Wednesday, March 20th. Speaking of time, don't forget tomorrow night, it is Spring Ahead.
Yeah.
We lose an hour tomorrow night, but it's still cool.
I did forget.
I don't mind losing an hour because it stays lighter later.
I like that, but that gives you better golf. I like it because you can golf later on the weekends.
All right.
Okay, so yes, 3:05 a.m. Benwood, 7 Mile Casino, Soapy Joe's.
Number 5.
Seoul, South Korea watch party. I was reading earlier about Dave Roberts saying that they are they are moving Gavin Lux from shortstop, even though Gavin Lux came up as a shortstop and wants to play shortstop. Mookie Betts is going there now. But it got me thinking, we have a player here that was a shortstop turned right fielder. Chris, do you think there's any insults in telling a player they aren't going to play where they thought they were going to play?
I would think some players take it that way. But, you're in the major leagues. I mean, you got to realize, unfortunately, that even though you know you're great, there might be somebody a little better than you. And what's your alternative? Would you rather be told, we got a better guy for shortstop, so we're moving you to right field? Or would you rather be told, we got a better guy for shortstop, so we're moving you to the bench?
Kick rocks.
Yeah, kick rocks. Because I think Gavin Lux might be kicking rocks. I don't know that he'll definitely be the second baseman. He'll try.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to compete with Chris Taylor and Kike and Miguel Rojas and Miguel Vargas. I'm sorry.
Doesn't it already
got a lot of guys.
Doesn't it already kind of feel like they're out on him?
A little bit. But you know what? Once you're in the major leagues, you're a professional. I can't, unfortunately, worry about your feelings anymore. It's about getting the best guys out there.
Yeah.
And you just got to understand there's other amazing players out there. So to answer your question, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm going to say no.
I would say if you're a guy who wants, as you just said, wants to stay in the major leagues, you're not going to take it that way. But I can see that being taken the wrong way. And I can see a player being angry and then they'll get over it because, like you said, they're professional baseball players and your feelings should not be a part of this. But I could totally see someone being upset about that and take it as an insult. And I would, if someone came to me and was like, hey, we're going to move you to weekends and you're going to run the CBS sports show from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., I would take that as an insult, Chris.
A demotion, yes.
A demotion, I would
I
take
said
that.
I'd be insulted if I lost my job, but it's Major League Baseball. You don't, and if they give you another place to play, then go play it.
I can't disagree with that.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's just how it goes. I mean, you're in the major leagues, you're a pro, you better handle it. You got to handle it like a pro sometimes.
Number 4.
Now, this is a pretty sad story, but on February 4th, 2021, Britt Reed, he was a 35-year-old assistant for the Kansas City Chiefs, where his dad, Andy Reid, was the head coach, and he left the facility on that day. He got drunk while working at the team facility. He then attempted to drive home. He didn't make it a mile before slamming his pickup truck, traveling 84 miles an hour into 2 cars parked on the side of the road. One car was having trouble, and the other came to help. Britt Reed himself was injured, but he also injured 5 others. 4 were initially hospitalized in serious condition, including a 4-year-old girl at the time. 5th victim was a 5-year-old, Ariel Young, who Reed sent into an 11-day coma and has a lifetime of challenges now. He was eventually given a 3-year prison sentence, which was a plea deal down from the maximum 7 years. I know this is a lot of information, but I have to say it. Last week, Missouri Governor Mike Parson commuted Reed's sentence after just 16 months served, and now the governor has ducked the local media to explain why he did this. And now the families who were involved in this, the Young family attorney, says he knows why Britt Reed is out early. Quote, it's because the governor of Missouri is a Chiefs fan, went to the Super Bowl, went to the after parties, went to the parade and the rally, and even has a Chiefs tattoo, end quote. So basically, people in Kansas City are not happy about this. They think that Britt Reed got off too soon because his dad is the coach. But I'm up first. Why are we looking past some of the Chiefs' flaws? Because the Chiefs do have flaws. Everybody knows the Chiefs have flaws. But this right here is something that I struggle with because I don't know whether or not Britt Reed is remorseful for this. Now, he should do his sentence. You committed the crime. You did it to yourself. You should follow through. The governor should not be stepping in to randomly commute a DUI sentence of a guy. He's not doing this for other people, I don't think. So this is troubling, and this is the stuff that we need to get rid of. You're the son of a head coach.
I know,
but
how are the Chiefs at fault here?
The Chiefs are at fault because he got drunk in the facility and he left the facility to go home. And so it was right before the Super Bowl, I believe. And the Chiefs.
So what should we do to the Chiefs? Kick them out of the league?
No, what I'm saying is why are we sweeping this under the rug? No one really
Who's sweeping it under the rug?
I haven't really heard any of the national media talk about this.
Well, the guy's been in jail for the last year and a half. What are we supposed to update you daily on his progress?
I'm talking about this story right now of him being released.
Yeah, I don't like it either, but I can't blame the Chiefs for it.
I'm blaming the Chiefs for it.
All right.
I'm blaming the Chiefs for it because
why?
Because
why?
They allowed
because they
this
won
to
the
happen.
Super Bowl and they allowed it to happen?
He got drunk at their facility. If I get drunk here.
Okay, so what should we do to the Chiefs? I just said the guy who drank, who made the decision to drink and get in a car and drive drunk, he paid the price. Now, the governor stepping in and commuting his sentence, I am totally against that. But what I don't understand is why you're blaming the Chiefs. That's if you could go after the Chiefs, then the family should go after the Chiefs.
I don't know that they're not, but okay. This is not so much a Chiefs NFL thing. This is a community thing. I think this is a community problem.
It is.
And so if we were in Kansas City, this may be different. But the NFL is not going to come down on the Chiefs, nor should they.
For what? For allowing the guy for having a couple of beers at the facility? It wasn't a couple of
beers. He was drunk.
Yes.
But Chris, if we get drunk here and we leave and we crash and hurt someone,
right? It's
the company would be in trouble.
Okay, then the families should deal with that accordingly and go after the Chiefs. But I'm not going to blame just because they have the worst organization in football, according to the players.
Yes, that's not us saying that.
Which
is nice to reference.
Just
by
because
the way.
they allowed their employees to get drunk on site, I think you're stretching.
I
is all
also
I'm
think
saying
Andy
here.
Reid, he's a great dude. His sons have done some terrible things.
Yeah,
They've
he doesn't
sold
seem like
drugs
he
out of
doesn't
his
seem,
house.
He doesn't seem like he was the all-time greatest dad, and he might admit to that. For all I know,
It's weird to me that players love him, but his kids apparently didn't get the attention that they needed, and I don't know that for sure. I will say that. So,
yeah, you're making too
This
many
is
assumptions.
troubling.
You're just making too many assumptions.
this is troubling to me.
It's really crappy that the governor, apparently is a big Chiefs guy and stepped in and took care of this guy.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate that because I think you're right. The normal person wouldn't get that same treatment, nor should anybody who drinks and drives and badly injures somebody or kills somebody. To me, they really shouldn't be eligible for much leniency.
No
matter how badly they feel about it, because they should have thought about that before.
All right.
Number 3.
That's all. Number 3. We have like 2 minutes.
I know.
Nice job.
Former NFL tackle. I knew that one was going to be an argument. Former NFL tackle Taylor Lewan was on his Bussin' with the Boys podcast, and we went to the Combine, and he had some things to say about Caleb Williams that kind of made the rounds. It's kind of a long clip, but here we go. Here's Taylor Lewan talking about Caleb Williams.
I did not get a good vibe from Caleb Williams throughout the Combine process. He essentially came to the Combine for the free gear in the interviews. Like, he refused, only player in Combine history not to do a medical review. Only dude, didn't run, didn't throw. His choosing not to throw was, hey, there's a lot of film on me. You can watch that in real action. And then I think he did one thing about sour gummies. Like, him and some lady sat there and tried sour candy. And he's obviously an extreme talent. It's incredible how talented he is, but he's got this type of like, I'm better than you attitude that he's coming off as. Now, if this is not the individual he is, he's more than welcome to come on the bus and explain himself. But what I saw from the short sample size I got of watching a few interviews on him on my way to the Combine was, guy's very full of himself. He's got some big time yes people in his camp right now that are getting in his ear a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
He needs.
So there you go. And that's basically it. You can go find that podcast in its entirety if you would like to hear it. But some say this is a jealous 9-year veteran retired player who didn't live up to his potential. Chris, what say you?
I say that I think time will tell, prove it out.
Yes.
He's not the only one who isn't bullish on Caleb Williams. I already mentioned Merrill Hodge, the guy who thought Johnny Manziel would be a complete, utter failure.
And he was right.
He's not bullish. He didn't say that Caleb Williams will be, but he just doesn't think that this guy's everything everyone's making him out to be.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only one way to find out. Put him in the league and let's see.
That's true.
But I would say that Caleb Williams, in my mind, has raised a few questions.
I agree.
With his arrogant attitude. I'm not a fan of that. I know one guy who didn't have an arrogant attitude. CJ Stroud.
That's true.
He just went in and started working.
And the media tried to take him down because he had a bad score on that like aptitude test. So even then he didn't say anything.
You know who failed the aptitude test? Dan Marino.
Well, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Okay, my point is he was a pretty good quarterback.
Yes, the aptitude test does not tell you.
The aptitude test is kind of stupid.
It is stupid.
Yeah,
I gotta say. What say me? Same thing as Chris. I've been on this since the beginning. Ever since he, I'm not going to say the crying thing again, but Caleb Williams. I'm ready to see him in the NFL instead of just talking about it.
I already told you that the team that trades for and gets Justin Fields will do better than the team that drafts Caleb Williams.
All right,
that's my prediction.
So the other night, the Warriors were playing the Bucks in San Francisco, and in the first quarter, Steph Curry hit a deep three.
I would like to see how you're going to explain this one. I'm looking forward to you breaking this down.
I think I need more time.
As a matter of fact, I think we should wait until the break, and I think that you should really think this through before you try to explain to everybody exactly what it is you're about to explain. Because I saw the photo that you're referring to, and you're going to need a little time to get this just right.
I will, and I will send everybody to my Twitter right now at Skraby, because
you're going to have everybody look at this photo.
I'm going to. Huh? You have to see the photo, so I'm going to put up a. I'm going to put up a link.
Okay.
To this photo.
All right. I think
Yes.
this is a very interesting story,
It
but
is.
I'm just looking forward to seeing how you're going to explain it. So
Me too.
let's take a break while you figure it out. And we'll come back with the rest of the Big Five when the happy hour begins. Hi, welcome back. It's the happy hour, although today it's only going to be about the happy 23 minutes. We have Padre baseball coming up here on 97.3, The Fan. Padres and Giants, spring training action from Peoria. We're going to get down to Dave Marcus's broadcast. Yeah, never make no mistake out there. You may hear the voices of Jesse Agler and Bob Scanlon and our Tony Gwynn Jr., but it is Dave Marcus who runs the show.
It really is. He's already checked in.
He checked in a while ago. And if you're thinking of Dave, send him happy birthday wishes.
Yes, everybody do that.
All right. We were talking about, we were doing the Big Five. The Warriors, this isn't on the Warriors.
No, it's
but
something
what Skraby is going to talk
different.
about happened at a Warriors game. And I just wanted to give you some time because there was a photo that was circulating on the internet. And it's a bit risque, unintentionally. So I'm just looking forward to seeing how you're going to describe this to the people out there as you give us this story.
Okay, I got to go look at the photos again, though, just to make sure.
You just want to see it
I just have
again?
to go look at it again just to make sure.
Yeah, sure.
Like this photo, Chris, right here, I just got to study it for a second and make sure that I have the full story.
Okay.
But I just put it up on my Twitter, @MattSkraby. It's a Daily Mail article, but this has everything in it that you need to see. So here's the thing. Steph Curry hits a 3 in the first quarter against the Bucks on Wednesday night.
Okay.
And it was a deep 3. Bucks call timeout. Steph Curry does this celebration like he's hitting a golf ball.
Does a golf stroke.
Yes,
out
celebration.
there. Mimes a golf stroke.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, I don't.
To celebrate.
This is an AP photo.
And so somebody takes a picture of that.
Yes, they take a picture of him doing the golf stroke. But
Okay.
if
That's
you
not what
notice-
anybody cares about, as it turns out.
No, the first thing I looked at was I'm just going to say it.
Buxom?
No, extremely attractive woman that's sitting in the front row, standing up and
cheering on Steph Curry.
And so this picture has,
So
and the guy
sure-
in front of
so-
him is
all
like
right.
looking back at, or guy in front of her is
Yes,
looking back at
with
her.
his mouth agape.
And I will say she is.
All right, that's fine. People
okay.
got it.
Okay.
All right. It's this fan of the Warriors, and she's not wearing a whole lot.
No,
she's as I said, buxom, and guys are drooling over her. You don't see the picture of Steph Curry so much as you see the woman behind it.
Oh,
You almost can't help but miss that.
yeah. Also, there's some other pictures that I need to study real quick. Chris.
Never mind all these pictures you're looking at. Explain the story.
All right, her name is Catherine Taylor.
Perfect.
And she is she was at the game, and so they put that picture circulated around the internet, as Chris said.
The picture's on the internet, so everybody's looking at the picture of Steph Curry, only nobody's actually looking at the picture of Steph Curry.
No.
All right, we got it. So
So
what happened?
Okay, here's the controversy.
What's the controversy?
So the NBA Twitter account tweeted the same picture out saying Steph gonna Steph.
Yeah.
But everybody notices real quick they have photoshopped the woman out of the picture.
Yeah.
And not only that, they have completely doctored this photo. They have moved Steph Curry in the crowd. They have put a different angle on the whole thing. But everyone is like, NBA, you took the best part of the photo out of the photo. Why are you doing this? So the controversy is, are you okay with the NBA doctoring this picture?
I am.
And you are?
I am. Yes.
Tell me why.
The NBA has 8, 9, and 10-year-old fans who love
She's
Steph Curry.
not doing anything
It's
wrong.
still not the best look.
She is just cheering for her team. She didn't ask for them to take this photo of her. Honestly, she's literally just cheering.
She's falling out of her dress as she cheers.
It's not a dress.
That
I
is
think
not
it's a
Steph's
shirt.
fault. That is not the NBA's fault. But I really don't blame them. It's impossible to miss this lady. And the NBA has a lot of young fans, boys and girls. It's fine with me if they don't see that.
I will tell you why I think this is such a big deal.
Okay.
I think the NBA is shaming her profession.
Her profession?
Because people know who she is now. As I said, her name is Catherine Taylor. But she is an escort.
Why are you going through all of this information about her and making her out to be more than she needs to be?
Because I think this is a problem. She the NBA knows that she is tied into the escort world, that she charges $900 an hour. They want nothing.
How do they know? You know that.
Well, she
sounds like
it.
you've almost called her. I mean, you have
I've
every
done some
bit
research.
you have every bit of information anyone could ever have.
I have done some research, but I feel like the NBA is shaming her.
That's not the point of any of this.
The NBA is shaming her by photoshopping her out of the picture. If she was sitting there pulling down her shirt, or if she was trying to show more, I would fully agree. But she's just standing up and cheering, and she happens to be in the background, and I think this is wrong.
I don't think there's much of an argument here. I mean, this lady stands out beyond reason in this photo. You can't miss her, nor did anyone else miss her. And I don't know that it's important for 9 and 10-year-old fans to see that. The 35 and 40-year-old fans such as yourself can find those kinds of pictures whenever you want.
She's not doing anything wrong.
What she's wearing is wrong.
Now you're now you're shaming her for what she wore.
Enough said. Enough said. And she's an escort, and she's flaunting herself. And if you had a 9-year-old son or daughter, I doubt you'd walk them past her and go, "Hey, check her out."
Oh, no, I wouldn't tell that to my son or daughter.
Of course you wouldn't. So
I would walk by and I would think, man, in my head, I would say, check her out. And then I would walk by with my children. And I would never say a word. They would never know the difference.
Yeah. Well, you would protect your children a lot more than you think
Adam,
you would.
Not our Adam, but Adam has a good point on the chat. If she was wearing something that wasn't allowed, they wouldn't have let her into the building.
Yeah, well, it's barely allowed, let me tell you.
I didn't expect this. I did not expect for you to have that.
I don't find her unattractive.
How
all
can
right?
you?
But we have enough of this stuff slamming us in the face from all over the place in this world. If we can keep some of it out, good on the NBA, I say. I'm okay with it.
I mean, we could argue this for days, but I'm going to stop.
Well, you obviously have a major crush on this lady.
I may.
And, so I don't know that you're arguing from a point of, being realistic here.
I could put the whole...
You're defending her in every way, shape, or form.
Because
I don't know that the job of escort is something that really too many people should be aspiring to. So good on her. I'm glad she's doing that. I'm glad she's got somebody bought her a ticket to the Warrior game and she's bouncing around half naked. But that's okay if my 10-year-old kid is looking at a picture of Steph Curry, doesn't see it. It's okay with me.
I just think she did nothing wrong. And she's being shamed for being at a game and cheering when Steph Curry made a three. That's basically what they're shaming her for.
Okay.
And she's wearing jeans, by the way. So it's not like she's incredibly revealing. She's wearing a shirt that's revealing.
Not revealing?
She's wearing a shirt that's revealing, but
she's wearing a shirt that is so revealing that you went and found every other picture of her ever posted on the internet.
True. That part is not true.
And found out how much she costs.
Well, if you go to her Twitter, she tells you. I've been to her Twitter. I may have followed her on Twitter.
Move on.
We'll see. Someone actually has a great point. Dave says baseball pants are worse.
Move on.
The baseball pants that we have right now are much worse than what this woman's doing.
Move on.
All right, final one. Southwest Airlines has released, you know what? I never even did this. Southwest Airlines has released a new seat design for their cabins. Chris flies Southwest quite often, so this is going to be up your alley.
Probably tomorrow.
People aren't thrilled about this.
Wait, what'd they do?
Your camera's creeping up. They released their new seat design, and here's what Tony Roach, Senior Vice President and Chief Customer Officer at Southwest Airlines, he said this about the new redesign. Southwest flies above our competition with industry-leading flexibility and our legendary hospitality. Our redesigned cabin interior significantly enhances our in-flight customer experience and will complement the amazing service that our crews provide. End quote.
What does that have to do with the seat?
The seat looks cheap and there's less leg room and they're trying to put lipstick on a pig. Chris, would you rather want more leg room or more width room?
Oh, on my airplane seat?
Yes.
Probably more leg room. My legs get very cramped on a lot of flights. In fact, my legs on a lot of flights start to actually just hurt. And I'm trapped in the seat because I'm not on the aisle.
Okay.
And I can't really ask everybody to move every 5 minutes. And so I just sit there kind of in pain while I'm flying.
I sort of
I
understand
don't like it. Yeah, it gets so tied up sometimes.
Yeah.
So I can handle the width. So you're asking me, I'd like a little more leg room if I had my choice.
Interesting. I think I want more width.
You do?
Because I have to do I'm not like a huge person, but I'm 6 feet tall, so my legs just barely fit behind the chair.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to cross my arms or else I'm elbowing everybody next to me.
Yeah.
And I've gotten my elbow hit by the cart before.
Oh, mine gets hit all the time.
Oh, it's so painful.
Yeah, move it in. Get it out of the way.
I know that
Get
was
it out
my
of the
fault.
way. That's on you. It's not on the poor flight attendant. Has very little room to work with.
No,
in the
I know.
aisle.
they warn you when they come through. They say, watch your elbows.
Yeah, so why don't
I'm
you
not
watch
blaming
them?
on it? Because I'm an idiot, Chris. Is that what you wanted me to say?
I'll accept that.
I think we need to go to break, though, because we are...
Yes, we have Padre baseball coming up in about 10 minutes, so let's step aside. We'll check some traffic, and then we'll finish things up for a Friday while Skraby goes and looks at more pictures of that Warrior fan.
Catherine Taylor.
From
right, we got a few minutes left. Chris Ello, Matt Skraby, together in our Odyssey Palace studios. Tony Gwynn Jr. will be back Monday. We are going to carry the Padre Giant game tonight from spring training. Apparently, there could be a little rain down there. So just stick around. Stick around. We'll see what we come up with. But whenever Padre baseball gets underway, you will hear it here on 97.3 The Fan. We only have a few minutes left on our program today. The Dodgers, the news today, and it is, I think it's interesting. Mookie Betts is moving from second base to shortstop. And manager Dave Roberts says shortstop Gavin Lux is moving to second base. I don't know that I buy that part of it entirely. I think, guys like Chris Taylor, Kike Hernandez, Miguel Rojas, you may see them play some second base, but Betts is moving to short because apparently Lux just can't get the job done at short.
I mean, they gave up quick on this.
They sure did. He's not making the throws. Dave Roberts says it's time to do this now, something the whole entire organization feels is right. Specific to Gavin, I like how he said this. It gives him an opportunity to get to the other side of the diamond.
Closer to the bench.
Closer to the, well, he said to shorten the throw.
Oh.
So, I mean,
good for Dave looking out for him.
Gavin Lux can't throw. So he goes from short to second. Betts goes from second to short. Where did we see that? Somewhere else.
I think they're copying the Padres right now.
That's what I was thinking. Now, in the Padres case, it had nothing to do with the fact that Xander Bogaerts couldn't make the throw.
No.
The Padres feel like Ha-Seong Kim is a better defensive shortstop at this part of his career than Xander Bogaerts. So they're going to put Kim at short and Bogaerts at second. There is a lot of analytics to support what the Padres are doing. Apparently, the Padres with Bogaerts at shortstop gave up a bunch of more runs than they should have last year, according to analytics. I don't make that stuff up. I don't really understand all that stuff.
I don't either.
I just know that when teams make a move like this, they hide behind that information.
Okay. Yes, they do.
Right?
Yes, they do.
We're moving Bogaerts to second. Why? The analytics told us so. Okay.
All right.
There you go. So we just accepted it at face value.
That's our explanation, and we're sticking to it.
But yeah, interesting that two teams in the same division would both swap their second baseman and shortstops. That's kind of ironic, don't you think?
It's very ironic,
right.
I think.
So that's the big story of the day. What else? Was there any football news today of anything, any
Not
kind,
really.
Scrape, that we need to update anybody on?
I haven't seen anything, no.
I told you Russell Wilson is talking with the Steelers and the Giants.
You did tell me that.
Which is bad news for the Steelers and the Giants, as far as I'm concerned.
Why?
Because I think Russell Wilson stinks.
I just wanted you to say that.
You just wanted me to say that? I said it. There you go. Before we go, I got one more, like the 27th text I've gotten from your fantasy baseball people today.
Yes.
I don't know which player this is from. It says, I just heard the 2:00 segment. I'll have you know, Grandpa Chris, that I have a full-time job and 3 side gigs. So no, I'm not a yo-yo. I guess I referred to everyone in the league as a yo-yo.
You certainly did.
So I apologize to that player and the rest of all of my combatants in our fantasy baseball league. Now stop texting me. There.
Guys, I said, do you want me to show you how to mute this? And he said,
not yet.
I'm not going to.
Eventually, I'm probably going to have to mute all of you people.
All of you people.
All of you people. All right.
I know. We have a random time that we're getting out, so I have
we didn't. I mean, I don't have it's hard for me to make up a 4-minute segment sometimes.
Tony's going to be back on Monday.
That'll be good.
That'll be good. Maybe we'll ask Tony what he thinks about the photo.
Oh, the Steph Curry thing. You are stuck on that photo.
Well, I'm going to stand up for her rights, okay?
She does have rights, but I have kids that I want to protect a little from her flaunting.
All right.
That's all.
Enough about that.
Yes. I think we covered that and then some.
Yes, we did.
All right. Very Good. Everybody, thank you so much for being a part of the program this week and every week.
Mm-hmm.
We're back Monday. Tony will return. Skraby doesn't have a Chronicles tonight, so he's going to have to go bang his head against the wall or yell at somebody else other than you.
Yeah.
But Padres baseball will follow at some point. I know there's some rain potentially in the forecast for tonight, but Padre baseball is coming up. Stick around for that. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you Monday. Stay safe. Be nice to each other. Doesn't cost anything. Adios.
Thanks.